Receiving it from Laird, who'll get it back here. It's going to be a memorable landmark game for him. 250th. Short to Peatling. They had a bit of fun with Laird in the training session midweek for his 250th.
Welcome. Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you are. Time for some more AFL. And it better be a good game. It's not necessarily potentially the best game. But it's a Western derby. We're just watching the last couple of minutes of the Crows versus North game. And I am getting some more points on the board, thank God. What a bad start I've had with my predictions. Well, this week anyway. What did I do? Adelaide by 30. Yeah, that'll be all right. Oh, bless me. Welcome to the stream, everyone, though, that's just joined. Hopefully more people are going to be coming in here. I've done my best. There's a small screen down the bottom, down that side, just so everyone can kind of keep up with me.
This man's had a great day, as we touched on earlier.
Be a good week if they could get his signature. A long-term deal. Luke Davies-Uniacke, their best and fairest.
Hello, Gabriel. Hello, mate.
Struck that pretty well, but it turns left late.
I think this is going to be a decent close score for me for the Adelaide versus North game.
Gold Coast.
But even still, North on 78 points. Not bad for them, really. That's not too bad. I keep saying they're fairly high scoring. Even if they lose, they're fairly high scoring.
3 goals to Thilthorpe today. Kick towards half forwards. Big man, O'Brien rakes it in. And then a low ball inside 50. In the Fogarty direction, grabbed by McDonald, scooped
Am I going to make the game bigger for the Eagles game? No. That is as big as I can make it. Otherwise, I will get cut down for copyright.
Leaves D50. It's in the hands of Darling as the clock ticks. Curtis with the football as the siren's about to sound. So there it is.
Wow.
46 and a half.
That's that one done. Let's just turn this down a little bit before the next game starts. Well, there we go. That was literally an interesting couple of minutes first for the stream. A fairly easy win for Crows, though, wasn't it? Welcome, though. Let me know who has arrived. Let me know who is in the stream. Obviously, Gabriel's here. Question mark is here. How far away are we? 5 minutes. I will be back in 2 seconds. It's coming into spring. Hay fever. 2 seconds, guys. Well, I said welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I don't know what to expect in this game. I don't know what to expect. Neither team are sensational. However, being the Western Derby, hopefully that will impact things and make it a little bit more tasty, a little bit more exciting. We will certainly see. Oh, he shouldn't have left Sydney. That's painful. But yeah, we're certainly going to have an interesting game, no doubt, at the beautiful Optus Stadium. We're not far away. Predictions. That's what I want. What are the predictions? I went for West Coast to win amazingly by 8. I thought it'd be a close one. West Coast by 8. That's my predictions. Let me know yours. What has that last result done to my... I'm only down 53. Oh, that's painful. That is really painful. Oh. On the plus side, on the NRL, I've got 2 correct as well. That's been a bad week as well. I don't know what's going on. But both of the NRL at least was a close score. Jesus, what a bad week. Oh my God. It's not a derby, it's a derby, for fuck's sake.
West Coast with the advantage in the head-to-head record, 33 wins to Fremantle's 26. Will Schofield, so much pressure on this Dockers side.
I think it's a game when anything can happen here, isn't it? It really is a game. Anything can happen. Really just depends which teams turn out.
The big watchers, the crowd today, they're absolutely up and about. And does Fremantle stand up against West Coast? All the pressure is on Freo, and it's
bearing in mind I didn't tip Freo today, so they might actually win. That's the only positive for Freo fans.
What's it like as a player? Because the city does just come alive in Derby week.
Derby.
It's not bigger than another game, but this is finals footy as close as it is to it over here in the West. So it's different for a player. You get under the other side skin, usually on Pavliks for me. So it used to be
Piano Diary, Freo by 33, but could also be Eagles by 33. I think that probably does sum up what we could possibly expect here for sure.
As well, so they're going to sort of have a couple of role players come in, and it's a big out for Jago O'Meara, yeah.
Oh, you feel the entire state is glued to this right now. West Coast and Fremantle in Derby 60.
Derby.
Hand it over to our caller for this afternoon, Adam Papalia.
Thank you, Kath. Looking forward to the action. It has been.
Come on, Adam. Adam Papalia, give us a good commentary today. Derby.
Both of them chasing their first win of season 2025. The history of this game, I think all the way back to when West Coast won the first 9, and then Freo got on a bit of a roll. They got the ledger back to 21.
Sunday ticket.
Derby 41, and then the Eagles won the next 11. Freo, 6 of the last 7 have had a particularly good record.
Jock, considering I know it's just considering it is a local derby, right? The Western Derby, that stadium should be full, and it is not. I'm really surprised it's not busier than that. Right, are you ready? Game on. Round 3. The bounce has started. Let's go. I have no affiliation to either team, so I don't care who wins. So I can be nice and relaxed today. Hi, Cal. Hello, mate. I can be nice and relaxed today, so that's good. I don't need to be biting my nails watching Sydney. So that's a positive, I suppose. Just want a decent game because Freo. Well, that is a quick start. 6-0 Freo within 30 seconds. A spoil and a goal. Wow. Freo have the potential. This is the annoying thing. I think Freo have the potential to win and do well and perform, but you just don't know what. You don't know what team is turning out each week. Whether they turn up or not.
From McGovern, there wasn't a lot there. I'm not sure how that was a free kick, to be frank, but
What was that free kick even for?
Contest pressure and then a goal. That's how you play.
Whereas West Coast last few years have been one of the worst teams in the league, along with North. Both teams though are already doing better, aren't they, than last year? I don't know.
Big presence that it is in the forward 50. There's Harley Reid and Matt Johnson.
Yeah, the win against Freo just got over the line. I was actually watching it in bed because it was quite a little bit early start for me. Sydney are not as confident as they should be playing. We need another forward, really do. Amati is not good enough. He needs replacing. I'm sorry. But yeah, just got over the line over past Freo. Just.
Tries to feed it high. Kelly scrambles it with a toe. O'Driscoll in there opposed to Reid. Sarong was clean down low. Great tackle, Kelly. Able to get it through. Chapman under the pump. Brayshaw a fumble.
I don't know if anyone else thinks this. Sometimes watching Aussie rules, it's almost like the first 3 quarters doesn't make any bloody difference. You could almost not watch the first half at least, and it won't make any difference. Nice movement. Oh. Ball. Meaty. Oh. I think, yeah, I want some meaty challenges. I want some rivalry. I want some aggression. Freo with the ball into the 50. No. Got a few scrambles at the moment. Oh.
In the traffic, couldn't find Frederick. Long was important. Kelly back to Long, out of defence to half back. In fact, a little hold. So free kick.
Yeah, I was going to say wanted that hold, and he certainly got it there.
Yeah, there's a little hold there. Chapman on that occasion just hanging on. West Coast had an extra number behind the play at that point in time as Fremantle sent a player up around the ball. So it's something to watch. We talked about Josh Tracy not being out there.
It is getting busier, actually, to be fair. I said at the start about the Optus not being full. It is getting fuller. People are still coming in.
By Jackson over, and we'll get a boundary throw in. Will Schofield's on the boundary.
Yeah, Josh Tracy, update, boys. There was a poke in the eye, so they've checked his cheekbone and his nose, but I think it was a poke in the eye. He's good to go. You can see him down there on the bench.
Is this a high five gone wrong?
Surely not.
That 12th man area.
A high five gone wrong.
That celebration away as the ball's on the wing. Reid's after it. Sarong on the boot, tumbling it through the middle of the ground.
Nice.
Takes a good mark.
That's a good mark.
Who's in a space? Oh.
We'll keep a close eye on that one.
Clearance is already a bit of a worry for West Coast. It's 3 to zip at the moment. Losing field position, something you don't want to do early on.
Jewell was excellent last week. Touch unlucky not to get the rising star.
Oh, that's a high tackle. See, that was a high.
That's just silly from Voss.
That was silly. Like, why? I assume it was a high tackle there. Maybe it wasn't because he's not playing it from the wing.
A big task today. He's obviously got Luke Jackson in the ruck.
Decision this kick, whether you can make the distance or he hits the goal line.
He's surely not going to make the distance.
A few players running around for a handball round the back. Bailey Williams left out of the side in round 1. Got his chance last week against the Lions. That one hooking well away. It stays in play.
Whoa!
Who snaps it back and over their heads for a goal.
Poor clearance there. 6-6. Gola.
Scramble on the goal line, knocked back into play, and the Eagles answer back.
Was last line of defence is probably disappointing. Spoil back into the corridor. Come from a down the field free kick.
That's decent. So obviously it didn't quite get over the line. A fumble and a quick response. Really, really good reactions there, to be fair. Really, really good reactions. Got the ball and let rip. Really, really good, that. I think he's still got a sore eye.
Josh Tracy, see top of the goal square in there.
I just see, it literally did high-five him into the face. Oh, my God. Imagine wiping out your own bloody player.
Really important for Brock
That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Wow.
Bolt into the midfield.
Terrific start to Derby 60 with a goal each way. Williams rising high in the middle. Jackson can be that extra midfielder. Out to Bolton. As you mentioned, and now Sarong, who can look inside 50, asks the question on the delivery, but it's chopped off by Cole.
Now, well read from Tom Cole. Very good defender.
Oh.
Didn't actually attack the ball as
Spring is coming.
Brilliant defence.
And McGovern. With the clearance domination early and the inside 50s. The territory.
Nothing in it so far. We are only 4 minutes in, obviously, but there is nothing separating the teams. And I do think, actually, at the moment, both teams are probably pretty similar in terms of what they're able to do, what they're able to achieve. Freo have been disappointing last couple of years. And I don't know if they're going to do any better. I really don't think they're going to do any better. I can't see Freo making top 8. There are other teams that are certainly doing better. It's very early in the season, obviously. But there are better teams. I think Brisbane are looking the best at the moment. Yeah, last year's winners are looking the best.
He's trying to block for 8, so there's lots of little 2-on-1s and a bit of chaos in there at the moment.
Be careful when you do that you're blocking, which is great to give each other space, but then you leave Fremantle players spare as well. So the hit-outs are critical when it comes down to these plays.
Welcome to the stream if you've just joined. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Obviously, the best I can do is the stream down there because of copyright. Can't make it too big, annoyingly.
The other thing we talked about, Luke Jackson,
but yeah, don't forget to hit that like button. It might tell YouTube that people like the video, the live watch along.
Brodie Grundy did bigger ruck when he actually got on top. So it is crucial, those hit-outs in this scenario, to get it down to your midfielders.
First Derby for Andrew McQualter as coach.
I wish they'd stop calling it Derby. Oh. So much for the British influence. The British influence is going, and it's turning into American influence.
Him to jump. He was so good last week against the Lions. His skill level is such at a high level. He actually brought so many of his teammates into the game.
Clark will send it long. Up the wing, big pack.
Nice mark, nice mark.
He's had an impact in a few different ways already.
He's going to have to hold it up because McGovern's back, Cole's back. They've done well to get that extra number, so he's going to have to look off the line or find someone creative.
Boss is going to go long.
Oh, that is a huge kick into the West Coast 50. However, it has been dealt with very, very easily by West Coast. Very easily. Now West Coast playing it down the wing. He literally went to play on there. He definitely went to play on, and a wasted ball there. Wasted out on the full. That's my point. I know, yeah, Gabriel, I know that in Western Australia it's Derby, right? Okay, over East it's Derby. I don't know, because I've heard people say debut. That annoys me as well. That's another thing.
Chip it into Duggan. Drive the ball to half forward, push and shove. Allen was trying to read it off hands. Draper's in there with him, set it forward. Right.
Whoa, lovely play. Is it going to... Oh, he had that extra little touch to push it away. And that flick just pushed it out of play. That was a lovely little knock-on as well. Really nice.
He's been on the bench a long time. Josh Tracy's pacing and stalking down there.
It's not a bad game so far. It's not ridiculously high scoring or anything. It's only 6-6. And I don't expect it to be high scoring because I don't think either team, nice mark, I don't think either team have that attacking prowess. But 6 minutes in, it's 6-6, and it is maybe about to be 12-6. But it's actually not a bad game. The teams are looking for space. They're looking for the width as well. A few fumbles, okay, but a decent performance actually at the moment. I'm pleasantly surprised.
At his new club, playing in his first Derby, he sends it straight through and gives West Coast the lead in Derby 60.
And there's the lead for West Coast.
Realistically, the general
Yeah, West Coast do look better, hence why I've tipped West Coast to win. West Coast definitely look better. Not better enough to even make top 8. No way. I'm sorry, they will not make top 8. But so far, they are looking a little bit more aggressive, I think. Their link-up play, as you've seen already, their link-up play seems a lot better as well. So there are... yeah, it is more positive for West Coast, no doubt. And Western Australia could certainly do with their football teams doing a little bit better. Because Freo have been piss poor. West Coast have been piss poor.
Tracy back out there with Edwards for company. Jackson in the middle, competes against Archer Reid. Brayshaw had it an awfully long time, but allowed to get the handball out. Jackson to Erasmus.
Freo are playing some absolutely huge balls. Some absolutely huge kicks going in.
Murphy Reid, Dudley pinches it out the back. Scrubs a kick up towards Tracy.
Anyone supporting? He's going for the kick. 12-12. There you go. I literally said about it being low score, and then all of a sudden, within the space, literally of a minute, that's 12 points added to the board. 12-12.
Before he got drafted, it's taken him a little while to find his way onto an AFL list. Of course, he was one of the supplementary signings for the Dockers, but let's have a look at just his natural play. He stays active here and reads where it's going.
Really, really good. I'm pleasantly surprised so far. Pleasantly surprised. It's not ridiculously scrappy, actually. That's the good thing. You know, a lot of the passes are pretty accurate. Hi, G Wilkes. Hello. Yeah, there's some decent passing going on, decent link-up play. That defence was maybe a little bit too sloppy there, a little bit too much space. But so far, it's surprisingly a decent enough game.
Graham trying to use his strength. The two former Tigers, he and Baker trying to combine. Reid trying to get into it. Brayshaw over. Reid crashed through. O'Driscoll popped him high and gave away.
That was not high. Come on, that was not high.
7 of those he gave away last week against Brisbane.
That's not good. You can't give 7 highs away like last week. Oh, flying Ryan. Whoa! Flying Ryan makes it 18-12. That's a brilliant little kick along the ground. Look at that, just dropping the ball outside of the boot, P-roller inside, very, very nice. What's good about that, it was in pure intention there. It wasn't one of those massive kicks. He knew what he was able to do with his foot and the ball. That was brilliant. Well done, Flying Ryan.
They've just capitalised on some fumbles and some poor errors from...
Really, really good.
He did play very well last week against Brisbane. We just highlighted that. Made his game.
Who would have thought? When I just thought, okay, well, today's game is the time that I've got available to do a watch along, and I'm thinking, oh, it's West Coast versus Freo, and actually, it's been a decent game so far. So pleasantly surprised so far. Anyway, let's maybe we shouldn't get our hopes up. Welcome to the stream. If you've just joined me, the game is as I said, it's a really decent game so far. Another big ball. Oh, don't kick it across the goal like that. Don't kick it across the goal. Oh no. This could be a mess up. Oh, post. Wow. That was some poor decision making by West Coast there. They get let off only behind it, the post. Didn't quite bend in enough.
Both teams look sharp, don't they? Yep, look like they're up and about.
I just can't believe what I'm watching.
16 to 17 younger sides.
Can't believe what I'm watching. This is crazy.
Bit of a surprise, I think, for some people, knowing that Fremantle are actually younger out there today than West Coast.
Just a little bit. We don't have to overdo that one, but you're right.
Cal, I hope you don't mean Flying Ryan miskicked it, because that was a brilliant kick from him.
the local rivalry as Long wobbles one towards a 50. Ryan is able to knock it down. Pearce crashed over the top. Brockman was good. Oscar Allen.
Oh, he didn't quite push it on. What are they giving? Have they given another high? I'm sure some of the umpires see things that I don't see. Okay, yeah.
So Sydney did this last week to some success, so I'm assuming they've done the same thing.
Shimmy said, oh, how's that high when he's literally tucked his head between his own legs? That's madness. But goal opportunity. It is literally all the way at the 50. It's probably about 52 metres out. Oh, didn't make it. Didn't make it. West Coast have kept it on, though. He's going for the goal. Close, close. Didn't quite make it. 19-13. Nice little bit of play there.
Yeah, the captains are on each other in Pearce and Allen.
Potentially, Freo are both teams potentially giving too much space to the attackers here, which is positive for goal scoring and excitement, but they probably, both teams, need to be a little bit more compact when they don't have the ball.
Half back through Draper. Game just settling down after a frenetic start. Still warm conditions in the West. Been a very hot week. As the kick goes out wide.
Did he not just shove his back?
Manoeuvre, Jaden Hunt.
So even numbers ahead of the play. It's a slow play, so they're trying to get a little one in between. West Coast really strong through the corridor.
Another very big ball into the West Coast 50. No, didn't mark it. Freo with the ball in the pocket. Still in the pocket. Still in, is he going for the goal? He's not going to make it. Oh, that was poor. That was poor. That was really poor.
Cripps who's working end to end. His clearing kick intercepted by Chapman, who on, but he can send it back.
Freo still got it back into the 50. Who's going to mark it? No one's going to mark it. West Coast with the ball. Can they get it out? That's good. That's good. That's good. Oh, Ryan. He's got a player on him. He's got a player on it. Look. Wow. Freo get the ball here. That was a really exciting little bit of play there.
Setting that one side inside 50, and then the cavalry arrived. Andy Brayshaw, desperation.
Strategically, Freo aren't looking to switch
well, Ryan is looking exciting today. I'm surprised. I think, unfortunately, the ball wasn't quite as far in front of him as he would have liked in that little bit of play. So he had to slow down, which meant the play was really basically stopped there. But I think if it was slightly in front of him a little bit more, he would have had the momentum to keep going. I don't think he would have had the speed to actually get a chance on goal. But Ryan is looking exciting so far. He is looking exciting on the left there.
Goes back in down low again. Gains a couple of metres with a handball.
8 minutes 15 left of the first quarter.
Freo just with the extra number. Sarong can feed it back to Clark, who sends it into a dangerous area.
Is anyone going to mark? Nope.
Amos and Jinby lock up. Dudley went without it.
West Coast are dealing with it.
Into Owies, and now the Eagles can try to move things.
Oh, bad pass. Look, but he's literally got a player behind him there. That was a poor decision for the pass. West Coast could have broke away there outside their own 50. They had the men. They are pushing ahead now. There we go. Right, okay. Is he going for goal? No, wrong decision. Or at least play it in front of him. Just slight. I say slightly wrong decisions. They're almost playing on that attack there, and the same as the Ryan one, playing the ball to the man rather than just in front, and it's slowing down the momentum of the player receiving the ball. And it's just breaking up their own attack.
Now Sarong, a little bit more time and space to hit the kick, and leading up is Tracy.
You can't underestimate that kick, just to relieve a little bit of pressure, take the sting out of what is a very hot area in your D50.
To poke in the eye. Celebration gone
Another
well
big
early.
ball. Freo playing some absolutely massive kicks.
Sarong dispossessed. Baker's in there.
Unfortunately, it's not working for them at the moment. It's just almost for territory, it seems. But Freo, here we go. Freo on the counter. Freo coming into the 50. Oh, whoa. That is almost what West Coast needed there. Playing the ball in front of the man. And that was brilliant. That was what a move. And an easy kick here. 19 all. 19-19. Decent game, really decent game so far. I hope everyone is enjoying it.
Teammates get around to him, and what a moment it is. Picked up in the pre-season, he was presented with his jumper before the game. Andrew Sturgis, the development coach, doing the handover and presenting the jumper on debut.
Ugh, debut. Ugh.
Down there is
Debut.
and the brothers as well, all in there. And a first goal as well. And this actually happened at Mallee Park, the family club, where Eddie Betts played alongside Isaiah Dudley in Port Lincoln. They won the footy carnival late last year. How good is that? And there's the family watching.
Why is Eddie Betts playing for a little tiny club like that? He obviously still wants to be a little bit active, maybe.
I tell you, Mallee Park, that has produced some absolute guns over the years.
Nephew and uncle in the same team, and
perhaps another one now.
168 centimetres. That's not
He is not tall.
Highlights, all shapes and sizes.
Wow. 168 centimetres. That is really not tall at all. That's shorter than me, and I'm not tall. Wow.
Fremantle scores level in this first quarter. Cole trying to get it out, threw it away.
Yeah, that's really good, isn't it?
So Fremantle take it. 6 minutes to go in this first term.
A slow entry again, so off 50 as well.
Oh.
So this is going to be a big price to pay.
What are they giving a 50 for?
In the end, the 50.
The umpire sounded as though he was asking the West Coast players on the periphery to clear the protected area. We will get another.
Wow.
Jump in, Prav. Noah Long just,
Yeah, probably staying a bit active, yeah.
just drifted through next to Brayshaw as a
I love how Shy Bolton and all that's like high-fiving and tapping the head of the other guy as if it was him that did it. It was West Coast.
Inside the protected area.
Ooh.
It moves Fremantle to within goal scoring range, and Brayshaw cannot make
He missed, so I think that's some justice for West Coast because I don't really know what happened there. I think only the umpire seems to know.
Haven't converted as much on the scoreboard. Those 50-metre penalties, they're very frustrating. Very frustrating.
It's
Hasn't left yet. It's still sitting with
He needs some assistance there. He said play on. He said play on. Get moving.
Every moment counts.
long ball out to halfback.
5:45 left on the clock.
West Coast, as it spills away, Banfield and Kelly wrestle. Ollie Reid.
Just kick it up. Go on, yeah, just kick it up the pitch.
Ryan able to gather. Sarong's had a heap of it first quarter. Loves playing in the derby. McGovern just had the reach and out position Bolton. And now they want to switch. It's a little dangerous.
Oh, that was a bit dangerous. Got to be careful. There's quite too many times when players play the ball outside their own 50, but right in the middle or across the goal, and you think, what are you doing? That's basic. Dudley, is he going to get two? He's got his second. There you go. He's got his second for the night. There you go. First game and boom. He really is really short. It really doesn't matter, does it?
Into the team as well, but that is just elite finishing. Great pressure here on the
yeah, for sure. And that's what it is. Like you do sometimes get that when you get ex-professional football players in the UK that drop down. One, they want to keep active and still want to be a part of the game, but it's almost mentorship as well, isn't it?
And the switch kick. Looking at Ryan earlier on in the quarter when the fumbles were coming into play, but the game settled a little bit and
almost a mirror image, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah. The kick was just a little bit off from McGovern and finished off some great work.
Fremantle just extend their lead in this First quarter as it spills through. Sarong after it. Dewar. His kick smothered.
So it is 19-26 now to Freo. I think Freo are just getting a little bit more dominance at the moment. They've had a tiny little bit of momentum, not huge, but they've been a little bit more clinical. Got a bit fortunate to get that 1 point and a goal scoring opportunity, but I think Freo are just edging it at the moment now, performance-wise, and a really decent mark outside the 50.
We saw just the example of it before. O'Driscoll, that was turned over. Lamb Ryan had a shot.
I don't think he's going to go for goal here. He's almost signalling, get in there. So I think he wants some targets.
Trying to go really quick off a turnover, but if it's held up, they're happy to go long down the line.
The wingman on the run would probably kick this distance easily.
I don't think he's going for goal.
West Coast with that, but it's always a bit swirly here.
Gone back with confidence. Teammates not exactly leading for the footy. They think he's got the range in him, and he loved it off the boot to start.
Maybe he was going for goal. He's certainly signalling to get players by the goal line.
Unusual for this time of year, but he's blowing really hard to the right of screen. So in favour of West Coast at the moment. I'm not sure what Scully thinks down there in terms of, is it a couple of goal breeze or will it die down a bit?
Yeah, Pav, it's actually raining. You wouldn't believe it. We're just having drops of rain down here. I know it doesn't look like it, but it is raining right now.
I don't believe you.
Sure that's not someone in the crowd throwing something over your head, Scully?
It is raining.
It is not the 9-minute mark.
What the hell? You can just see from the from that last camera angle. Look at that, it's raining. They're talking about how it's nice and warm and nice and hot at the moment, but we'll see how much, if it gets, nice mark, we'll see if it gets a little wetter and how much that'll affect things. We know how much the wet weather affects the ball. It may end up, if it does start coming down, it makes it a little bit slipperier, a little bit messier, the game. So hopefully it's nothing major.
Just haven't finished off their work. Had some tough moments in the last quarter against Sydney last week. Pat Voss wanting to work on his finishing. That one's always very near side. Something with Voss's improvement.
That is not great. From a still a fairly decent position, that was not amazing. Ugh.
Late in the game as well, which was costly, but he presents well. He pressures really well. Just needs to finish.
Nah, it'll probably be a tiny little bit of drizzle, won't it? It's just funny when like they're going on about how warm it is.
Harley Reid trying to take a big leap on the wing.
High lasers?
And insufficient intent to call.
Ooh.
Simo, you call for it. That's consistent. Yeah, consistently bad, but it's consistent. Oh, now it's out of bounds.
What are they doing? I think both teams there are a bit confused by what is happening.
2 minutes 30 to go. I think it's been a
Yeah, 2 minutes 30 of the first quarter. Welcome to the stream if you've just joined. Make sure you hit that like button down below. And make sure you say hello. Don't be one of those lurkers.
Down to O'Driscoll. Kick the first one of the game. Sarong, hassled by Graham.
Freo with the attack. Oh, poor kick. Poor kick.
Try and control the ball now. A few uncontested possessions. Get some field position. Keep it pretty skinny if they can. Stoppage is your worst result.
Merrick, cross half back, a new role for him this season. And use the ball well to Edwards. He's going to kick a wobbly old flower bag.
Ooh. It was a wobbly one. The commentator was spot on.
As the kick from Kelly goes into the pocket, Reid in a wrestle.
Ooh.
And a holding free kick will go Fremantle's way.
Holding free kick.
Ryan and Reid and the Docker.
Hi, Falling. Yeah, it's been okay. It was a fairly relaxed one yesterday. Saturday was a fairly chilled one. And today's a fairly chilled one as well, I think. We'll have a few bits and bobs to do.
2 frees against Harley Reid this term. He equalled the club record with 7 against last week.
Oh, he just fended him off.
Feeds it through to Frederick. He'll fancy his chances to get around Bailey Williams.
Nice. Freo playing the attack now. Over a minute left. Where are the defence? Where are the defence? Oh, this has got to be in kicking range now. This has got to be goal scoring range. There's just no defence marking him there. He's on his own.
From there, they were out. It's a really smart ball used from Bailey Banfield to set up his key forward.
Playing his 50th game today, John Amos.
Freo have just really taken control slightly of this game, haven't they? They probably, it would...
He's wanted through the first few games. When he gets them,
Yeah, there's a goal.
the man they've nicknamed Nev.
34-19 now to Freo. I actually think Freo probably would have liked this quarter to be a bit longer now. They've just found a little bit of momentum, they've got a bit of a stranglehold on it. They probably want the quarter to continue a little bit longer. They probably don't want the break in play.
The box out area, and then there's really good shape to the corridor, and you definitely train these types of plays where can you get from that skinny side to the corridor overlap to the deep entry, and you get them out the back. So they'll show that one on Monday.
And it does help, doesn't it?
Where are the defenders there?
Using legs to drive out.
Not good.
The corridor, as you said, from inside to outside, and get a bit of width in the game.
So just 21 years of age, John Amos. Young key forward in the competition. West Coast
27 seconds. Can West Coast... I don't think they can. I don't know if I should bother saying. I was going to say, can West Coast get a goal before the finish? But actually, it's looking now like Freo might. Freo on the counter-attack. Ball into the 50. Good defending there. Good defending by West Coast. Good. Yeah, we'll take that. I say we'll take that. I don't care. I'm not supporting either team. Except West Coast, because that's who I picked to win. Nah, not quite made. There we go. The first quarter is done. Stick a fork in it. I said West Coast probably glad to get the break in play. Freo probably wanted it to last a little bit longer, because Freo certainly getting the momentum there, getting the chokehold. They could have, if we had another minute or two, they probably would have scored again. Let's turn the sound down slightly so I don't get screwed over by advert music. Yeah, well, welcome anyone. 26-ish people in here. Make sure you say hello. Let me know where you're from. And be a part of the chat, the community. Who is here? I'm having another drink. I would say, to start off with, as I said, I've said throughout this quarter, it's actually been a decent game so far. Normally, last year, for example, it didn't matter which team was playing against West Coast. Every game was pretty dull. But this is turning out to be... Yeah, this game is turning out to be a pretty decent game, actually. I don't know if it's going to continue. Hi, Mr. Puniverse. Hello, mate. How are you doing? Hi, Jared. It is 8:45 coming up now in the morning. And also, we lost an hour, so because went into summertime, so it almost is more like 7:45. It's a little bit tired. Hi, Sam. Hello, mate. Sam, mate, honestly, these, what is going on at the moment? What is going on? Ooh. Yeah, but no, I was saying, I've been fairly surprised at the standards so far. It's not been bad. Like I said last year, when you watch a West Coast game, doesn't matter who they're playing against, pretty dull games, even if it was a high-scoring game. I think Freo, like I said, you don't know what team's turning up. That's been a lot of their issues. But they've taken the lead here. They did... Who is Masashi? Never even heard of him. Never heard of it. But yeah. Yeah. Sam says Melbourne have fallen off a cliff. Our best contested ball winner can't even win the ball these days. it really is a huge drop, isn't it? Honestly, like, what is going on with Melbourne? I said over the last 4 or 5 years, they've always been there or thereabouts, haven't they? And you can't even rely on them to win a game now. It's mad. Jared says Crows looking all right this year. Still haven't beaten anyone exciting yet, though. No, but they're doing okay. Crows are doing much better this year. And I think that the issue is, it's saying all well and good saying, oh, they haven't beaten anyone exciting yet. But the way that the AFL fixture list is created, you're not necessarily playing all the top teams as much as some other teams. So I don't necessarily think that's important, especially at the moment. I think Crows just getting as many points on the board as possible, and I think that's what you got to do. Yeah. It's a weird season so far for the AFL and the NRL. Really, really weird season so far. Annoying, I had an 8 out of 9 the other week, and now this week has just been shocking. It's been really weird. Why are we showing fights? Oh. So wrong, so right. Yeah, Crows have been building up to be this good start since 2020 at the start of their rebuild, though. So a very good sign. It is. And amazing they are scoring goals as well. And I think over the last, like say 5 years or whatever, that's what they've struggled with, scoring goals. They are right. Kath, you are correct. It's been a exciting first quarter. Let's get the sound back up.
From Michael Gardner, but we haven't seen that. But positively, it's a really intense game. There's a lot of pressure. That's why West Coast has been able to stay with them. And yeah, Freo will be happy with how they started. But I think West Coast will be pretty happy as well.
I think those watching on.
If you haven't hit the like button, guys, please, it'll only take you 2 seconds. It might make a difference. I don't know. Quickly click that like button, subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah, watched him come out here, and he's small. He's 168 centimetres, but usually with smaller players, they're smart, and he gets goal side, he gets to where a forward should be, and on debut, you see his
oh, hello, family are crying.
In the first quarter, he'd be thinking, I'm in for a big day here, 8 or 10, maybe my first. It's great to see, brilliant for his teammates as well.
He has not looked overawed at all.
He's definitely got chances to score more.
To commentators, Adam Papalier, Bathy Pavlich, and Adam Simpson.
Thank you very much, Kath. Yes, it is a great start
your
to this derby, and we've got the
sister and brother-in-law putting
with Adam Simpson with us and Matthew Pavlich to go into the coaches.
Putting up a shed at the moment. Need help. Can't do too much. Has got a fractured elbow. Nothing major. Can't do the grunt work, but need help holding it up. Well, thanks for joining me, Cal. Thank you very much. Go help him.
And West Coast brought it. They were above 2 there for a good half a quarter. They dropped down to 1.5 and. Freo have done the opposite. They've started mid-range and just taken it way over 2 in the last 5 to 10 minutes, and that's created turnovers.
Yeah, it certainly has. So the clearance, what that does, it gives you field position, and that elevates your pressure factor.
John, some of these stats are nonsense.
From turnover, get it in your front.
Some of them are nonsense.
And then get the ball back
right.
To the opposition. Let's have a look at the last 15 seconds here.
It's got to be the second quarter coming up. These quarter breaks too long.
He's already had the 12 disposals, but it's this type of pressure, Simon, from both teams. It is. It's been important.
It is, and the old Richmond boys, they did love to handball the way out of trouble back in the day. They just get it forward no matter what. You see a little bit of that in the Golders style. If you get tipped over, though, you get caught the other way. Yeah. So that'll take a bit of time to get used to that.
Welcome to the stream. If you haven't already said hello, make sure you say hello. I want to know who's in the chat and who's watching along. Don't be silent. Whoa, that's going to definitely hit me with a bloody copyright.
I think they might have done it. We've been trying to do it for 6 years, and it's hard to stop. It worked really well last week, but Harley.
We know what a maxi bon is, mate.
But Sarong's off the chain at the moment.
I don't know if there's a new Maxi Bon, but we've had Maxi Bon.
Sarong 12 disposals in the first term. We're underway. Derby 60, quarter 2. West Coast
Derby
Fremantle.
60.
Bailey Williams almost took it out. Was lapped away by Sarong.
So we're going to see if Freo can actually continue what they were finishing off in that first quarter, seeing if they can keep that momentum. Has the momentum now broken because of the quarter? We will see. We will see. How do I rate my team in the Premier League? Well, I'm a Southampton supporter, so we're bottom of the league. So awful. Really bad. Southampton this season are basically West Coast last season and the season before. That bad.
Erasmus there. Bailey Williams on the boot. High ball in towards Allen. He had the mismatch.
What's the best AFL rivalry?
Perhaps you called it. Warner was the mismatch on Allen, but
it's probably Adelaide, isn't it?
They're just playing straight line footy. It's predictable.
Yeah, it's probably Adelaide. I'm going to say that's my call. Adelaide Derby is the best derby. And they probably hype it up as well a decent amount more.
We think it might be a straight line game. You've got to cover off the exits, and that little 15-metre kick that didn't get paid was the only time they've looked short.
Williams goes
Yeah, maybe Pies Bombers, maybe, but no, I'm sticking with Adelaide.
Up forward, sorry, West Coast.
So the funny thing is Pies Bombers, and then falling it says Carlton versus Pies. Everyone against Pies? Remember, no one likes Pies, do they?
For that plan to work.
Erasmus with the footy. Back pocket. Jagger O'Meara late out today with illness for Fremantle. So needing another player to step up in and under. Jackson tackled well.
I still just think, I know there's the rivalries, but I don't think the rivalries are anywhere near as strong as in football. Because it's like after the game's finished, it's almost like people don't care.
Crucial turnover in such a crucial spot, and Amos marks.
Amos got the ball. Got the ball.
Almost off Jai Amos. That's a crucial error. For the stat, that quarter time.
Is he going to make the kick? He's not massively far out here.
Not a huge amount from error, but
Yeah, error there. Error from West Coast.
first give and they're out.
Sloppy play earlier, though, wasn't it? From Harry.
He kicked the one goal through the first 2 games of the season, Jai Amos.
He's not massively far out, so he should make it. Oh, he shanked it. Oh, that's not even a behind. Amos. Oh, my God. That was poor. West Coast get let off there. That is a really, really poor kick for a professional player. Another miss kick from miss pass. That's when Freo, though, that's two misplaced passes now. That is when Freo need to punish them. You've got to punish mistakes, and they haven't. West Coast are now on the break down the right wing. Into the pocket. Nice play.
You want something done, give it to Liam Ryan, and he just knows how to find space, wait that right amount of time, let the forwards get organised, get a bit of separation, and haven't seen him kick on his left too often. It's probably one of the very few times he's done that. And
both sides were butchering it, wasn't it? So just get it into the good ball users' hands, and they just.
Well, here we go. West Coast to bring it a little bit closer. He's in the pocket though. Can he score from that angle?
On in the game to find his first goal in the AFL. Put behind heading into this one.
There's a lot of players that are still to find their first goals.
That one is tight.
Behind. God, there's a lot of players that are still to find their first goal.
Bit of inside 50 work here for West Coast, but it was all Freo in that.
It depends though. It depends for me. If it's Sydney and we absolutely destroy a team, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. If it's a neutral game, yeah, definitely a close game is the best, right? Yeah.
Now Fremantle trying to go quickly. Missed it for Clark. Ryan quickly onto it. Twisting and turning and feeding it back to Duggan. That just Lobbed in the air a little too long. Allowed Brayshaw to lay the tackle. Graham had it for a second. Brayshaw, Sarong into the pocket. Voss, good body work. Just nudged McGovern out of the way.
He didn't even need to reach for that.
Again, just highlights. If you get the ball,
He's got to score this. He's got to score this. He's not straight in front of the goal, but surely he is close enough to score here.
McGovern had made really smart position, assertive position. Let's have a look at this though. On the left, that's just a great kick, and as you called, perhaps nice body work from Voss. But this is his task, finishing the work off.
Come on, Voss. Actually, I don't really want Voss to score because I need West Coast to win this.
Finishing off the work is the wait and see, and that one goes across the face.
Jesus, come on, boys.
Pressure that you put on.
Certainly does. Been in that position.
It wasn't a good effort, was it? It wasn't a good effort. That was a poor effort. Come on.
The team talking about too.
They're professional players. I can understand when the ball is, you know, they've marked it from really far away, but come on. That wasn't a good effort.
So Marek kicks into the player, charging at him. Bolton.
West Coast, are they making mistakes again? West Coast have got to be careful. There's a few mistakes. They've not been punished for them. But West Coast have just made, 3 mistakes now. Yeah, okay, the marking fine. Yeah. I did. Jared, of course I could have kicked that. If I've shown I can kick. Just didn't have football boots on last time.
The line they go. Bailey Williams over the top.
I did. As I said, I did. I did West Coast by 6 because I did think it would be a close game, and it is still a close game. 15 in it at the moment. I did expect it to be a close game, and it has been mostly. I think I said Freo have not capitalised on a few mistakes in this quarter that West Coast have made. But it's still been a decent game. Tracy. Shouldn't Tracy be playing for the in the WAFL?
It's a great pair of hands, but it's that stoppage dominance you're talking
joke.
about. Jackson, there was no one on this defensive side for West Coast. They're all pulled apart.
Just slipping a little bit. West Coast are slipping a little. At this rate, because I picked West Coast, I bet loads of people pick Freo because Freo win when I don't pick them. That's decent. Straight down the middle. Hello. Who's that goal umpire? 41-20.
This football, I mean, this stoppage here. If you
so West Coast have got to stop making mistakes.
They didn't start that way. West Coast, they started covering off.
Hi, Ghost. I only watched a little bit of it, but a decent performance by the Crows. Crows are stepping it up this year, aren't they? They're not necessarily, as we've already discussed, they've not necessarily played the toughest of teams necessarily, but they've picked up the points, and that's all that matters at the moment.
From your strength, sometimes you forget what they are. It looks like today Fremantle will double down on what they're good at.
Welcome if you've just joined. Make sure you hit that like button down below and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm very close to 50,000 subscribers.
Go back to your strengths.
Knocked down Jackson, Brayshaw, Bolton up in the middle. Get the 1-2 with Jackson. Clearance work is one of their strengths.
Nice play. Nice short passing play there by Freo. Freo, big ball into the 50. Was that a shove in the back? No, they're not giving that.
The kick from Brayshaw. It's let him down a couple of times today, whether it's in front of goal or entries inside forward 50, but Marek there to save the day.
The inside 50 count really starting to rack up for the Dockers. As it goes wide for Duggan.
And the other part about Fremantle last year,
West Coast just got to be careful not to let this slip. They've got to at least keep within touching distance, and I think this has not been the best quarter, has it, for West Coast? They're not winning things. They're not winning things in the air.
So he's called a play on. No one can hear the umpire saying that he needed to go. Williams could have laid the tackle if he'd known.
Bang.
And now Chapman will bang it in. Long ball. Tracy crunched it. Murphy Reid away.
It's going for the kick. It's going for the kick. Is it bending enough? No. Yeah, West Coast have got to be careful here because they are on a little bit of a slump at the moment. They've got to make sure that they do not... They've got to be careful they're not conceding too much. Freo are not punishing. They really are not punishing here. Freo have had the chances to really push away, and they have not. I think that potentially sums up Freo's kicking ability and that's what they've struggled with the last couple of years, and it's showing today because they should be miles ahead now. This quarter they've had chance after chance after chance, and West Coast are allowing them to. That's the problem. They're giving them the opportunities.
A point or a stoppage in their back half, and defenders get tired.
Repeat inside 50s. Pack was up. Cole.
Like, why are you looking inside? Be careful. Look outwards.
Tumbling footy. Went past Jack Williams. Brendan Cox almost a high fin there, and then under the pump. Sends it the wrong direction. Graham was good.
This is one of the issues. Defenders looking inwards rather than outwards. He ain't going to make it.
And the Dockers defender did well to recover.
Ball in.
Because they were out. Oscar Allen, very smart kick, hasn't had any impact. That's his
I'm not I'm not saying falling. I'm not saying it's awful, but still, last few years you've not really had the scoring ability. I'm not saying there aren't worse teams, but Freo haven't been dominant in terms of scoring goals, have they?
Can take a breath now for West Coast. I mean, they're working their backsides off. This has been happening a lot the last few years. Obviously, I've been a part of what's been going on, and dealing with fatigue backman is really difficult halfway through the third quarter.
They scramble a goal here from limited opportunities. Jackson down. Anfield held.
They're not out of this. They're not out of this. They could do with a couple of goals. 10 minutes 54 left of the quarter.
A little bit of connection from the ruckman.
Jackson. Down. Brayshaw's there. Down low. Banfield. The pressure from Graham.
This is what they need, though. This is what West Coast need. They just need to keep good mark, very good mark. They just need to try and keep the ball in Freo's half. Just keep the pressure on, build that pressure up for him.
The defense for the first time this year, I think he's held up his own.
His kicking skills always good right from the outset, coming in as that mid-season draft. Thought he almost could have tried from range there. But
Can he score from this distance, from the wide?
He's going at 82%, so there's a late ball use out there.
It's part of the reason why he's gone back, I suspect, is to get some spring off that half back line. Although
I just don't. He doesn't look confident. Does not look that confident. Jamie Cripps. He almost looks nervous.
Number 21, he has played throughout his career. They need some experience to step
Well,
up.
what does it matter? What does it matter? Decent goal by Cripps. 26-42. Very, very good goal. Straight as you like. This is what I said. They just to keep West Coast in this. Just try and keep that ball, keep the territory in the Freo half of the field, and then they can keep the pressure on. Very, very good. I said Freo should be further in the lead than this because they've had more chances in this quarter. But that was a brilliant kick. Yeah.
He's a heart and soul player. He's a transition forward. Just runs up.
And what happens? He gets changed. He's now sitting on the bench. That's your reward for scoring.
Great to see it when he gets rewarded, because sometimes he doesn't. His role on the side is more than just kicking goals.
He's been absolute star for a long period of time, and unrewarded stuff gets rewarded internally.
Keeps the side in touch. Brockman will get the clearance away to Kelly. Eagles
Here we go. Possession in the half. West Coast just big kick. Big kick. It's not going to make it. It's not going to make it, is it? Oh!
And they sent it into the post.
Behind.
Scrambling back there. They did outnumber in the end.
That's what you do, because what you have in the end, if you can keep it, good mark again. If West Coast can keep the ball in the Freo half, Freo defence are then playing backwards, aren't they? You know, and running backwards ain't easy.
Getting into someone's hand who gets it in deep.
And I think Freo may crumble if that can happen.
Let's have a bit more composure on that occasion.
Fremantle trying to go quickly
Is he going for goal?
out of their defensive half.
He's very far away, so I don't know if he's going to make it.
It's Jaden Hunt now from 50.
But he might. He has the distance. Huge distance, however, just behind. 28-42, 14 in it.
Yeah, they've actually.
It was a decent effort. It wasn't an awful effort there.
Back on even pegging in this quarter, and right now in this second term, as he holds the ball.
We got a little tussle. Man down.
As well. And the players firing up after an incident off the ball on Caleb Sarong.
Started with Harley Reid.
They're playing on though, so they're still busy having a little squabble, and the teams are playing on. Petulance. Got to stop him. Don't let him see the. Oh, great tackle! Great tackle by West Coast. Really good. Oh, don't waste it, you bloody idiots.
They're Bolton on that occasion against Brockman, so a few little spot fires or.
That was a brilliant tackle.
It's actually taken a little while to arrive,
Well, it's been pretty intense, but there's just a few niggles off the ball. I mean, Sarong, that might be the only way they can stop him at the moment. He's been pretty damaging.
16 disposals.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just the message going out. Jack Graham, right.
8:25 left of the half.
Right now, as this ball gets transitioned back.
Thought they might have started that way.
Yeah.
There wasn't too many on the list who could have done it last year. He's a great inclusion because he can run both ways and he's got the discipline.
Nice. Go wide down the line.
Fremantle dominating the early part of this term, but the Eagles have just had a little bit more territory in the last.
Yeah, we want some actual violence, do we? Is that what we're after? Because it's a derby, we want some actual violence.
Edwards across for Cole.
But proper, not just like handbags. Let's have an actual punch up with blood. I shouldn't really be asking for this, but just for a laugh, our amusement. So West Coast are back playing well now. They've possibly weathered the storm of. They've possibly weathered that first 10-minute storm of Freo, who did not capitalise. Let's stress, Freo did not capitalise. Hi, AFL fan. You just got subbed. Are you playing yourself? Are you? You still should do red cards. I'm sorry. My opinion will not change on that. If you're aggressive, violent conduct, my opinion does not change. Huge ball. No one's picked it up. Is Ryan gonna? Ryan tries a volley.
Trying to do the miraculous.
I'm glad I'm not in the coach's box.
What would you be saying?
Ryan literally was not going to do anything with that, so he tries the volley, hits his shin, and out of play.
Pieces for West Coast at the moment is probably Harley Reid just elevating his game, and Oscar Allen needs to get into the game somehow.
Chapman, long ball. Archer Reid hit the turf hard. Banfield was important to get it to O'Driscoll. High ball, stayed in the air a long time.
That's a mark. He marked that. They're playing. No, they're not allowing him to play on.
So they'll have to come back. It's a free kick. They could have kept going, but with a mark, you have to retreat, which is why the boos are coming from the Freo fans. Unhappy with it. Frederick will go in short.
If they say the fans aren't happy with it, well, he bloody marked the ball. Blew the whistle, so.
Derby clashes. On the middle 3 times. Looking to try and equal the record of 4 of Paul Hazelby, and he's made a great start to the game.
And they're definitely going a little bit more controlled this quarter.
Warner sends it in. They want to mark. Amos was crunched by a couple.
Well, I think AFL fan, because it's quite small, it hopefully won't get detected. It didn't get detected in the last game, so I know it's only small, so it's mainly there for people to be able to sync with me if they're watching at home.
Clark is going to set it right into the hot spot. McGovern at the front. Off hands. Marrick did well to find Cole. Now Dewar. Banfield couldn't smother.
Since when? Since when were Freo flag favourites? Maybe, and even Carlton. I'm sorry, no. Ghost Hunter, no. When were Freo favourites to win the league. No way. Brisbane certainly up there, and they're doing well. Decent mark by Tracy. Ooh, what are we discussing here? No, they're playing the mark.
Well, Jeremy McGovern's complaining about the attention he received behind the contents of the contest.
Well, AFL fan, you will have to watch the live. You will have to watch the prediction video to see.
There's the little shove. Push in the back, Simo.
I've seen other push in the backs that have not been given, so at least he's being consistent.
It's a strategy against him to block him off the ball, absolutely.
Tracy already kicked one in this term. He
Goal.
his foot right through the Sharon. 2 for the quarter. 2 critical
Who is that goal umpire?
Extends their lead out again.
Good finish from Tracy, but this does happen a lot with players like McGovern, and there's probably 5 or 6 across the AFL.
I think that sums it up. They're obviously wanting a push. They're wanting a push.
Let alone that one,
but
Are they both doing it? Looks like they're both engaging.
it's difficult because it's same as football. It's so subjective. Decisions are subjective. When you've got 3 umpires on the pitch, it's not easy to have everyone being consistent. It's really not. Yeah.
So that could have been the controversial one.
I suppose the point is that is planned during the week. When you're playing McGovern and these types of players,
20 in it now. 28-48. 5 minutes and 6 left.
Which way the free kick is going to be paid. Out of the middle. Erasmus hit it with pace. Now Johnson, what a step to get away from Brockman and then drive the Dockers up inside 50. Jinby will intercept.
That's well read. It's happened a couple of times. They've actually been...
Hoff with a mistake. And the pressure stays on. Fremantle have the extra number. Bolton try to go back through the legs. Important stop in there from Jaden Hunt. And now Hoff running up the wing. Again, the handball to feet just puts them under pressure. Baker made amends. Off to Jaden Hunt.
Big ball up.
Oscar Allen crunched into
No one can mark it. It is just inside Freo's 50. Pressure on. Pressure on.
Back there in defence for the Dockers sees them.
Freo just slow it down now. Freo just slow it down.
2 or 3 numbers. Lower the eyes on the 45. A bit like that kick there.
Ah, hello, Peter. I don't know what I've just seen. I did see your comment earlier about the 1860s.
To run and carry up towards Frederick. Marek.
I assume that might have meant 19.
Murphy Reid is there. And the boundary line wins out.
Both teams would be reasonably happy at the moment. Pav, I know West Coast are 20 points down, but they're up for the fight, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's, I mean, we highlighted early, it was really in the Dockers' favour, but this second term, it's pretty even.
I think, yeah, I think the commentator's not too far off the mark there. I know they're 20 behind, but West Coast have been up for it. They have been fighting. Oh, that is shocking. That is a shocking kick by Freo. Can West Coast capitalise? How did he drop that? How did he drop that? My word, they have just been let off. Freo have been let off there. Wow. That is bad. An easy mark, no pressure. Wow. Hi, Shane. Hello, mate. Don't, Shane. I need West Coast to win just for my own predictions because I've had a bad week of predictions.
0-1 metres for Ryan, and that's a much longer execution through the middle. Johnson. Wide, bouncing ball, sharp. Looking to just tread water for a second and then find Johnson again.
He's been a bit better this last few minutes, Johnson.
There has, yeah, so far there's been a few misplaced passes, let's just say. And actually neither team has capitalised. Freo, they had a couple chances through West Coast giving them the ball basically. They did not capitalise. West Coast there did not capitalise. You've got to punish mistakes. You have to punish mistakes in any sport you play.
There's some some players' strengths and weaknesses we're seeing as well too. Some guys who can't handle the pressure just yet, and they're still working through these two young sides. What it actually means to play in a derby and hit the basics, the fundamentals. That's probably what we're trying to get out of this quarter.
It's a good kick by Duggan to find Jaden Hunt, and he goes a little dangerously, but gets Noah Long. Drive the ball up to half forward. Archery cocks the spoil and finds the boundary.
Because they're so tall up forward, I think you're right, Pav. The half-backs for Fremantle, they're getting back first. So it's either a work rate issue or it's a personnel issue where it's a bit top-heavy, not traditionally known to be a high...
Punterverse is so much better than me. Literally, I don't know how I've done so bad this week. Really, really don't. And actually, there was some... that was just as much a push. You can't complain about pushing and then you push yourself. I don't know how... I've had some games that have actually been close-ish and not gone the right way. Nothing. Games such as Carlton Western Bulldogs. Carlton could have won that. The Hawks GWS, that anyone either could have won that as well. So there was at least a couple that didn't quite go the right way. Not good.
Draper down there, Brayshaw just got the handball away. Johnson spun, clearly not 15. O'Driscoll.
That's the Punterverse. That is the difficulty with picking against your own team. That's why I tipped against Swans the other week against Brisbane, and I got it right. But it's difficult. It's difficult. Hi, Nicky. Hello. How you doing?
Wasn't a huge amount in that, but he does draw the free kick.
Oh, Carlton are just shocking, aren't they? They're shocking, and it sums up what I think about them. It really does. It's not rugby, Nicky. It's not rugby. It's AFL. It's Aussie rules.
Long high ball to half forward. Edwards, big defensive mark.
Well, I'm sorry, Shane. I'm sorry, mate, but Carlton have been shocking this year, especially. Everything negative I say about Carlton, it's valid. It's valid.
Kelly to the front. Plays on. It was just knocked out of his hands by Banfield, then crunched.
Sloppy.
Banfield goes in. Could it be a critical turnover?
Well, there you go. There you go, Nicky. Enjoy AFL, the best sport in the world. Big ball in.
It's out the back for
Tracy.
This is brilliant from Andy Brayshaw. The repeat effort and the tackle. He was the first back to his feet after the huge tackle on Tim Kelly. Tim Kelly just couldn't go with him. You can see there.
With 10 seconds left, this is going to be a good way for Freo to finish the quarter, the half, should I say. I think this will be pretty painful for them as well if they do manage it. The buzzer has gone. The siren, sorry.
Has to go straight at it.
Can he score?
There's a critical turnover on the wing, and
he can. That's a good way to finish the half. Very good way. 28-54. So it is a 26-point lead for Freo. I'm going to have to turn the sound down with music coming in. Well, interesting. It has been, I said, there's been mistakes that both teams have not punished for. At least two there that Freo should have capitalised on. One for West Coast. It's been a pretty decent game so far. It really has. I've not been disappointed. And normally when you think of West Coast and Freo games, you don't think you're going to get the best game. It's been all right. Warriors have just scored then, have they? I'm just keeping an eye on it. Warriors have just scored 45th minute-ish. What did I do? Did I do Warriors to win? Oh, God. Oh, no, I did West to win, mate. I did West by 6. Still plenty of that game to play, though. It's been a horrendous week for results, honestly. both AFL and NRL has just been shocking. Well, give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts on the first half so far. Like I said, I think it's been pretty decent for considering both teams. Freo just over half of 100. West Coast, they've got some work to do in the second half. They do have some work to do in the second half. But let me know your thoughts. How do you think the game has gone so far? Let me know in the comments. While you're there, hit that like button. Subscribe. I'm going to do the usual spiel now. Freo are probably favourites. I predicted West Coast to win, but Fremantle are probably the favourites to win, Nicky. Yeah, right. The usual spiel. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you go to Charlie and Rob on YouTube, you can check out our vlogs. And obviously, we've got just under 30, I think, from down in Australia when we went in 2022 and 23. If you want to support us, then you can go to asweare.space to check out our merchandise. We've got some cool designs on there. If you want to become a channel member, you can do that to support my channel. That is the usual spiel done. You may get it again later on. But yeah, make sure you do those things. Like and subscribe is the free thing to do, remember. So that would be massively appreciated. Massively appreciated. Oh, that is an ugly mullet. Right, everyone get ready for an advert. Advert time. Go. People may have an advert now on their screen. Enjoy. If you have just received an advert, I want to know... Shane. Shane on premium. He's a premium member. Benjamin, hello, mate. Nicky, my favourite team is Sydney Swans. I've actually been to watch Sydney Swans in the grand final, prelim final. Sydney. We just need to be a little bit better this season because we haven't started that amazingly. Who got on? Shane did not get an advert, but who did? Because I just put one in. Ghost Hunter did not get one. Let's listen to what the pundits say.
It was, and Fremantle went back to what they did well last year. Like clearance dominance, get some field position. Then they brought the pressure in again. So, I mean, the goals that Fremantle kicked were mainly from turnover, but the stoppage dominance and the field position from clearances was important.
How impressed have you been by Caleb Sarong and Andrew Brayshaw? You need your leaders to stand up in big games like derbies, and that they have. Yeah, look, I asked this at the start of the game. I think their senior leaders need to stand up.
Andy, I will take that. Thank you very much.
They have. Sarong,
bit much, but I will take it. I will take it.
Get her on the ground. I really liked Andy Brayshaw's game. It's had a lot of tackling, which we know is a real strength of his game. He's had 2 holding the balls.
I think
he's leading
West Coast, that was an interesting second quarter, though, because Freo came out. Freo did come out flying, but they didn't score the goals that they should have scored. So maybe we can say West Coast weathered it. So it was a sort of a 10 minutes for Freo, 5 for West Coast, and then 5 for Freo at the end, where they pushed away a little bit further. Nicky, actual football, rugby union, rugby league. I play bowls, lawn bowls.
Yeah, it is. And
that takes up my life.
Changed. This year they've lost clearance battle first 2 rounds, and this is the type of play they're looking for. A pretty skinny game that either West Coast defending well or Fremantle are happy to engage the down the line play, gets their pressure going, gets some field position, and it gives you some stoppages in front of the play. And from these clearances, they can really set up some forward half dominance.
So, Simmer, let's hear about this because Josh Tracy was on the wing. He's the one taking Harry Edwards back to goal really hard. But then you've got 2 defensive side here, Erasmus and O'Driscoll, with no cover from West Coast on the defensive side. O'Driscoll gets first use, and then Tracy's the one who was up on the wing.
Still lapse of concentration for West Coast, and we spoke about 2 young sides going at it, and a fail.
I think that's a big point that he's making about concentration, to be fair, because I said, with it being such a long game, they really need to, keep that concentration for such a long period of time. And even when you're lacking, you just got to stay concentrated to keep them out of the game, to keep teams from not scoring. And can West Coast do that? Have they got the ability to do that? That's the thing. I'm not sure. I did pick them to win. It was sort of hoping that Freo don't sort of turn up. So I'm not sure.
Or maybe. I don't have my glasses on, so I didn't see it.
You're still a coach, aren't you?
Well,
what team you don't like? Well, Collingwood. No one likes Collingwood, do they?
It's elevated a little bit. The second part of that quarter, there's some real physicality around the ball as much as off the ball. So it's been a pretty intense game, to be honest. The pressure's not right up around the
NFL. I do not watch NFL. I'm sorry. American rugby football is awful. It's not even a support. They literally play for like 10 minutes. And that's it. NFL is shocking. Shockingly bad. I don't understand why anyone finds it interesting.
Well, straight after this game, we are heading to Bounce. Jace and the crew, as they always do on a Sunday evening on Fox Footy, provide a few laughs. Ruby's there. She'll keep the boys under control. And then, of course, it's over to First Crack. Jay Clark, David King, and
I don't know. So I think that's an interesting point, Benjamin, that you say that that Freo are more experienced. So I sort of understand that completely. But if we're looking at, maybe that youngsters coming through from West Coast, maybe that makes them more hungry and I don't know, maybe.
Ultra HD. When you see this prompt pop up, it's go time. Click and deep dive into NRL, AFL, F1 and netball in breathtaking detail. Seriously, any closer and you'll be invited to Christmas dinner. Go Ultra and get closer to the action today.
Head to Chemist Warehouse and save on big brands like Alateen 80 tabs, $42.99. Wagner Ferro Plus C 30 tabs, $15.99. And Guardium Acid Reflux Relief 14 tabs, $11.19. Chemist Warehouse. Great savings every day.
I really dislike halftime. Half-times just go on for far too long. Andy, I hope West Coast will win. And that is simply for my tipping. I said so far in the game, Freo are certainly the team that's on top and more likely to win. But I said I've had such a bad week of tipping. It's insane. So I need West Coast to win just to improve my position. I don't think anything can make NFL interesting. It's way too stop-start. It's way too stop-start. It's not good. God, my chickens are making a racket out there. $32 people in it. Is there another live watch long on? Let me have a look. Cardman. He is doing a watch long. He's on 88 watches, but he is more AFL specific than me, so I let him off. I let him off. Let's. Ooh. Is there anyone else? Who else is doing some live? So Cardman's doing it. Then some guy everyday part of life. Never heard of him. Anyone else? Adrian's never heard of him. Yeah. Basically, myself and Card. Why am I competing against Cardi? What an arsehole. I like Cardman. He's all right. NASCAR's stupid as well. It's just round and round and round. At least with F1, they've actually got to have a bit more skill. And I couldn't do F1. That's insane. AFL, basically, 6 points if you kick it through the middle, 1 point if you kick it through the side posts. If you kick it more than 15 metres and you catch it, it's called a mark and you get like a free kick. It's simple. It's simple. I don't think you need to be an expert in AFL to understand it. I think it's easy to pick up as a sort of a newbie. I like Cardi, yeah. Has anyone seen our video where I beat him at a kicking challenge? I'm now going to find that for you all. I'm going to find it. And annoyingly, I did not have my football boots on. So, if anyone's interested. Oh, only channel subscribers. That's annoying. I am a subscriber. I'm me. Okay, I'm going to click from there. If anyone is interested, there you go. I've switched it to my Charlie and Rob. If anyone isn't interested, there is the link for back in 2022. I think it was 2022, was it? Where I beat Cardman in a kicking challenge. No, Astro's being really noisy. My God, the animals are noisy today. Yeah, AFL is really not that confusing, is it? All right, Benjamin. All right, it was depressing. I can tell you that. It was depressing. Like, really depressing. Going to that grand final, being there. It was so upsetting. All right, second half is coming very soon. Chucking another ad in because it's half time. It was insane, right? How is it insane? It's so insane that I got tickets to that. Do I want to play AFL one day? No, not really, because I wouldn't be good enough. And I'm 35 now. My body wouldn't be able to do it. My body would not be able to do it at all. So no. If I was younger, maybe. If I was maybe 20, maybe. I think the cats are playing or fighting, one of them. Like, subscribe. The channel needs to grow. I am. What was I going to say? What was I saying? I am very, very close to 50,000 subscribers. It's taken me so long. The dream is 100 for now. Anyway, that's the target for now. The target is 100,000. I am 49,014. I'm very close to 50,000. I'm going to be starting looking at Norway as well soon on my reaction channel. because it seems like an interesting place. And I've put my first video up of Norway. So, going to give that a try. As you know, I love learning. I learned a lot about AFL, Australia, Poland. So, yeah, if you haven't already, please do make sure you subscribe. Join the journey. That's what I'm saying. Join the journey. Oh, no. Pierogies down here. What's my favourite sport? My favourite sport is AFL. JJ, I've been twice, mate. I've been to Australia twice. And to a grand final. And to a prelim final. And to prelim. Or finals. I may have to tell the cat off in a minute. We will see. Uh-oh. Mastro's having a go at Pierogi. You tell him, Mastro. You deal with him, mate. Oh, my God. It is what, Benjamin, it is warming up, thank God. It feels like a long winter we've had, and it is warming up slightly anyway. Not ridiculous amounts. But the sun is starting to come out. Spring is here. Spring is here. What have we got? Let's have a look. Up to 16 today. Up to 21 on Friday. Oh, that's a good way to start Easter holidays. Take that. Yeah. Sun is coming. I don't know anything about Norway, so yes, it will be interesting to learn. Yes, definitely. I need that. I need the Foo Fighters song to stop. And then I will be turning the sound back up. What am I? No, 21 is going to be lovely, mate. That'll be lovely and warm. I cannot wait. Right, are we ready?
As well, when the contested marks, like many mentioned, they're -5.
Second half
West Coast have gone in
is getting started.
So their forwards probably need to step up a little bit.
Second half underway. Optus Stadium, Derby 60, West Coast, Fremantle, and out of the middle, Bailey Williams will help drive his team out of the centre.
Scruffy cockatoo. It is research I've done. Oh. Well, the West Coast are going to start the half very well with a mark right in front of the goal.
Centre bounce plays like that. Straight after
Benjamin, it depends. It depends. I watch it when Saints are playing, obviously. It depends what game is on. Sometimes I'll just stick it on in the background.
Just a missed handball again from Baker, but there's enough space there to butter up, and Graham lowers his eyes.
Just what you're talking about. The West Coast
This has got to be a good start here by Freo.
And get it out of the centre.
If you miss this, mate, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Back into the side.
Easy. Easy, easy, easy.
Dream start to the second half for the Eagles.
Oh. Scruffy, why are you on your phone while you're at the game? Enjoy the game. Enjoy that goal by West Coast.
So for this to work, they need to take some marks and contested marks in their front half. The ground level players are there, but they've gone one extra tall. So
well, 34-54, 20 in it again. West Coast just need to pull it back. And that was a really, really good start from them.
You can just see there the forwards first.
Freo are not that amazing. I'm sorry. Freo let me down over and over again.
Great start for West Coast. Exactly what we were asking for if you're an Eagles supporter at half-time.
A little surprising Jack Williams wasn't in the side the first couple of weeks. He showed some really promising signs last year. Ball back in the middle as Jackson wins it down. Sarong couldn't find a teammate with the handball. Bailey Williams, the bouncing footy.
Get off,
50.
Cat.
Pierce wrapped up well by Owies. Good tackling pressure from Matt Owies. Part of his role in the team. Had the 8 tackles last week.
Just a Sunday out.
The stoppage inside 50 for West Coast.
If you say it's just a Sunday out, Scruffy, I can't remember. I've got a feeling you do, but you live in Perth, right?
3-on-2 favours West Coast, but Murphy Reid did pretty well. Graham in to help. Sarong clean down low and now releases Murphy Reid. Can go to recover it and feed it back. One of the players has lost a shoe in the process. Dewar will have to go back to find it. Duggan. Reid had 3 to beat there. He did so well to force the issue and just keep it in play.
Take that. Get off.
With contempt and wins a free.
Yeah, sloppy play. Sharp had a couple of players out and turned that one over, and then a really good tackle from Jimby. It does look like that's been a change, so could be Jimby that's gone to Josh Tracy. Keep an eye on that one.
Long kick to a contest, but it falls in short.
Nice. There's Ryan.
And now he can just turn and send it in.
Big ball. Big ball. Turned him. Not going to keep it on the field. No, he is. Ooh. I was going to say he wasn't going to keep it on the field, and then he almost did, and then no. Is it a ball up? A ball in from the umpire.
Out of position and to butter up like that. Really good play.
Just did enough not to give a free kick away there.
Just to harass
the left
as much
arm,
as possible. Throwing inside 50 for the Eagles. Jackson was straight down to the front. Harley Reid was trying to crash through. O'Driscoll. Away now to Sarong. Continues to rack up the disposals. High ball. Tracy best position. And he held firm.
Tracy's doing well today, to be fair. He is playing pretty well. Could be a little bit more clinical, as I said, but he's not doing too bad. Nice and wide, just inside the 50, playing into the pocket. One end to the other. I say it's warming up in here, and I'm quite cold.
You slice the other way. It all comes from a stoppage in your D50. It's well executed from the Dockers, but we've said it a couple of times. This guy, this right here is his challenge, finishing up off the work.
7 goals, 11 last year in his 7 games. 1 goal, 3.
Can he get the goal? Just to push it back to 26. No. Oh, right across, nothing.
You're right what you said about the forward 50.
Right across, that was a poor kick. Is that another example of Freo not punishing West Coast? That's probably 3 or 4 decent efforts now that Freo have had, and they have not punished West Coast.
Little give away. Bolton, fumble. Wants Murphy Reid.
Oh, mate, falling. I just can't wait for summer. Winter is far too long. It is far too long over here.
Yeah, and that's what they talked about coming into the draft. How important his decision-making was. One thing to execute the skill well, but then Caleb Sarong stepping in.
Freo get another chance. Can they take it this time?
From your leader, but yeah, smart execution from Murphy Reid, because a lot of times players under that type of pressure just come from a stoppage to blaze away, but lower your eyes, find your forward.
Can they make it count this time? It's certainly a slightly better angle. He's wide. Another. Got one, but not taking their chances here. 7 behinds, 8 goals for Freo. Not taking their chances. Freo have had more chances here to push ahead. Yeah. Freo should be a lot further in the lead here.
Call to play on. Allen was aware of it. Trying to close in. Back now for Luke Ryan.
I don't think it looks that windy, mate. I don't think it looks that windy. I think they're just not doing well enough. That's the main thing, I think.
The line he goes. Best position. Big fist away by McGovern. Murphy Reid in there, spills up Sarong, clean again, handball to release was great.
Freo again.
Stab pass, Boss.
Another mark.
Executing well to this point, Fremantle. But it's the
They-
execution on the finish that they're still searching for.
West Coast have really got to weather this. He's not going for goal this time. That
reaching taller than them all.
umpire's given it. Umpire's given it.
Right at the top of the square.
Fingertips.
Deep entry, and they had plenty of tall timber down there.
The new scoreboard, no, not really.
From Jackson to push
Not really. Like, it's okay, but I much prefer scoreboards on the top left.
So probably trying to expose his work rate as the next phase for Jackson.
Yeah, that was probably
I'm not sure if Srongy's getting
that was
tagged.
probably a wiser idea from Freo there, playing it into the centre square there. Not centre square, sorry, the goal square. Giving a little bit more of an opportunity. Who is that goal umpire? She is gorgeous.
Still a bit of push and shove going on.
Luke Jackson with the goal.
Let's have a look at Caleb Sarong's handball to begin with, though, because he's having a field day out there. In tight. Bang. Out into space, and then Brayshaw.
Freo's, yeah, Freo doing well now, aren't they? It said they just need to make their chances count. West Coast, great first goal. Great first goal in this half, and now have fallen asleep. And Freo are getting chance after chance after chance. Keeps being in the top on the right side of the 50 as well, isn't it?
The fella ruckers, it's probably the only one-on-one all day matchup you get, and if it's work rate, it's really hard to stop that if you're Bailey Williams. So he's going to get tested. That's maybe why they've got the 3 tools on the side to rotate through.
Sean Darcy back into main training.
Is there any other way to score outside of kicking it through the goalposts?
Closing in on a return, Luke Jackson.
Well, if the ball goes between, then it's a behind any sort of way. So you get 1 point if it just goes through and it wasn't a kick.
Again, good in and under. To Frederick.
Yeah. G Wilkes, yeah. Freo should be so much further ahead.
McGovern, a bit of push and shove. Bradley was threatening.
West Coast are just dropping off.
Likes to run and carry.
They're not completely out of the game, but it's certainly going to get harder for them.
West Coast trying to get the ball moving.
And like you said, potentially the experience of Freo, they have that extra edge in terms of controlling the game. Hasn't proven the case quite often for Freo, but they are against a less experienced West Coast team. So, still all to play for. It is still all to play for, but not sure.
Calvin for Duggan. A lot of movement forward inside the 50. So Duggan just has to hit it in hope. Oscar Allen presents. Got his hands to it. Jack Williams.
I said I have no interest in which team wins this, other than the fact I tip West Coast to win, and they're going to let me down, I reckon.
They have bounced out of their back half pretty well all day, the Dockers.
Unless West Coast really get some momentum. 13:45 left of this quarter. Unless West Coast finds some momentum here, yeah, I don't see them winning. Things aren't really going their way, and it's not necessarily umpire decisions or anything. It's just sloppy things occasionally, like that, giving the ball away for free.
Undervalued that play.
He's got some hops, hasn't he? Really extends well.
Searching for an option. He wants to go in deep. And it's Murphy Reid from the side, but
behind.
Undersized down there with their players.
Really good sport from Haywards, and it's sometimes he goes for those marks, and it's right on goal.
I don't know if West. I really don't know if West Coast have enough here to pull this back. I really don't think they have enough. I'm getting a little bit negative now on West Coast.
I thought we heard McCalder at half-time saying he was doing that with Graham halfway. The only thing I can think of, Sco, is you get to half-time and you go, let's start again. Let's reset from what we did at the start of the game.
Archer Reid rising. O'Driscoll tried to fin. In trouble. Holding the ball. That's good.
Holding the ball. Come on, West Coast. Even if it's a tight one, you know. Yes, I think you're right there. Midfield does need to step it up, Benjamin. But West Coast just need to find a little bit of momentum, a little bit of accuracy with their passing. Like, that is just not great. That's not great.
In a hurry at all.
I think it may be an instruction at the moment. Just
Oh, we got blood.
a little bit. I mean, maybe they're not
We got
keeping up
blood.
with the turbo pace of the game, but looks like at the moment West Coast.
It's interesting that the AFL umpires do the same as referees in pro wrestling, where they do an X when there's actually something wrong.
The lack of drive from West Coast in their back half. So
Do they fight in AFL? It's mainly handbags these days, Nicky. A little bit. They shove each other all the time for no real reason.
He's on fire. We talked about that, didn't we? In the end of the second term,
That is a chunk out of his head. Ouch.
From there,
Off the ground now.
That might need a head bandage or some glue, maybe even stitches, because that looks like quite a deep cut. Quite a deep cut.
For the Eagles as they try to hold
Ouch.
Fremantle here. Kelly after it.
They gotta weather this storm. Gotta weather this storm.
Scores from stoppages. Well, the Dockers are probably just on top of that. That hasn't really hurt them, West Coast. It's 2 goals apiece from stoppage. It's been the turnover game today where Freo are on top.
Graham just the line kick out of defence. Knock back in. Owies. Handball. Chapman just had the reach there opposed to Long. To O'Driscoll. Always want to cut back on his left boot.
Decent play by Freo. Really nice kick. It wasn't lofted or anything. That was just at the player.
Become a bit of a problem, the front half game. I mean, West Coast have had 10 turnovers in their front half, Pav, and Fremantle have had 20. So it's sort of where the game lies with the turnover battle. Get it in there, repeat entries with good turnovers.
Oh, they're going to score this. It's
starting to convert now.
Does feel like it's getting worse for West Coast. West Coast have not done anything apart from that first goal. Ooh. You don't often see the kick being kicked at the player. Hello,
At what point?
Kurt Chiros, the boss. Hello, mate. You don't often see the kick being kicked at a player these days, so that's unusual to see. But no, I think West Coast are just slipping. They haven't really done anything in this quarter, except from the first 30 seconds where they scored. It has been downhill. It has been downhill.
That's why it's allowed to play.
Ooh.
Took the contact.
Ouch.
That's a good mark, just to relieve some pressure.
Game's getting played the right way for Fremantle. You're not too. I mean, you want to capitalise, but
Welcome to the channel, guys. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe. West Coast are actually in.
Makers kick. Dewar there.
That's poor West Coast.
They didn't get it out of play. Allows the Dockers to go forward.
What are they doing?
Help Bolton, who wanted it in short.
Bolton did not. Yeah, he turned his back on it, to be fair.
Switch it up here now to Jimby. 2 players out at half forward. Kick goes wider for Owies. Stabs it in short.
Starting to look like West Coast have run out of ideas.
Off hands for Banfield. Now they've got options back the other way.
That's what it's looking like at the moment. And Freo, they should be so much further ahead than this. And it's a goal for Freo. Really nice kick. It's as I said, looks like they don't know what to do with the ball at the moment. And I'm going to get the wrong bloody tip, aren't I? For God's sake. Oh, it's so frustrating. So frustrating.
Well defended by Warner, right up his backside, and then Bailey.
Kirch, probably because it's so small, it won't get detected. Hopefully, it didn't last couple of weeks ago.
Great finish from outside 50.
What happens in the coach's box is you identify sides trying to control the ball with.
Why did I not tip Freo?
Send the message down. Really put some work into covering those exits. West Coast haven't got the skill at the moment to execute.
Oh.
So when you get a turnover, the ground's huge.
I was given hope by West Coast the other week.
Now Fife watching on and building his way back.
My tips are going bad.
Through the waffle pre-season, is in the middle of the ground. For West Coast right at breaking point now with a lead out to 34 points.
Wilkes, that, yeah. that sums it up probably, actually. That potentially sums up actually the game in general, because it's yeah, the attack for Freo have not been clinical at all, and then you get defender storms up, bang, goal. Yeah, bad finish.
He read it perfectly.
He certainly did. He needs to get.
Come on, West Coast. Come on, West Coast.
For this third term, it's been a bit of an issue across the last few seasons. Just not getting enough of the ball and supply inside their forward half, but they are hanging in there, capitalising on Fremantle, not actually taking the game away.
That is the only thing that is keeping. Yeah, that is the only thing keeping West Coast still in this game. And it is Freo's poor kicking in front of goal. That's the only thing. Because Freo, this half, so far, have been all over West Coast. All over them. Look at this. It's so easy for them. It's so easy for them. It's shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Bolton searching. From 50 on the boundary. Lets it go. A few players asking the question at the top of the square, but it's only a long.
Really need some energy now, don't you, if you're West Coast? What can you do to change up the game a little bit? What can you inject? What do you change? Maybe bring a sub on. You've got Elijah Wood on the bench there.
Elijah Wood is on the bench.
And if you're Fremantle, they're fine with this. Let us consolidate this next.
What is Elijah Wood doing on the bench? Why is he not doing some acting?
Jimby to half back. Allen's there. Warner with a good spoil to get across to help.
He's been good, Warner. He's been good. He's been in the right place a couple of times, but Oscar Allen's had a dirty day. One kick.
It's half a yard off at the moment, Oscar. He looks like he's a little sore, which is no excuse when you come into a game, especially a derby, you're ready to go. First to put his hand up.
No marks, one kick. It's been a tough day for him. Haven't had a huge amount of supply, but he's the type of spark.
Whoa, Peter, don't be like that, man. Don't be like that. Just because we can't win a final.
Change it up in there.
Get Liam Ryan on ball.
Oh.
Quickly. Noah Long as well. Just something different.
Yep. Tracy Jackson to Brayshaw. Top-ranked players on the ground. Bolton in there. Brayshaw away. Dudley off a step. Threw it on the boot, but well across the face. Had a great start, kicking a couple of goals in his first quarter of footy.
For some reason, it won't let me do a poll. So I would, but it won't let me.
He's been lively. He's been a target. You can see him getting to the front of the contest.
But I do think this is why Freo... Amazingly, Freo are on 69 points. 69. Wee! 69. Freo are on 69, so that it's not ridiculously low scoring. But I think this lack of consistency in front of goal sums up why they will not make top 8. In my opinion, anyway.
To knock it down again, we'll get yet another stoppage inside 50 for Fremantle. Defence having to do a lot of work here for the Eagles. Williams, Cripps clearing ball. Out to half back. O'Driscoll and Owies in the one-on-one. And O'Driscoll was happy with the boundary.
What are we doing to risk losing by a lot is what you think about.
Yeah.
Like, do you pull your forwards back, make the ground big, do something a bit more... Just don't know.
I don't think it makes any fucking difference. Like, they're saying about losing by a lot. What, do we really think Freo are going to even... West Coast are even going to be attempting to get in the top 8? No. So they could lose by a million if they want. It doesn't make any difference. They should be trying to win the game. It's not out of reach, technically. Technically. 6 goals. 6 goals is the difference. Exactly. Go big or go home. There's... if it was, for example, a team that is definitely going to finish high in the league, then and they're losing, yes, it might be a case of keeping the percentage down. But West Coast are not that team. They need to actually try and score some goals. This is nice. This is nice. You've almost got to work on the counter-attack, I think, at the moment. Oh. Both of them watching the ball there. That looked nasty. He is up. He's... Oh! It was like a half a specky. Half a specky. It's not game over. But West Coast need to take their chances. They can get them on the counter-attack. This is doable. Just about.
Yeah, elite skill on display there. I haven't seen enough of it today, but that is a great
Shane, mate, I need Titans to win that one.
We're going to bypass.
I need Titans to win it.
Which, you know, on the tape on Monday morning, yeah, that mark's acknowledged, but you'll acknowledge the courageous acts by both those players.
Come on, mate, you got to score this.
Plenty of headlines and comment around him through the first couple
Goal.
of rounds.
There we go. It's not game over. It's not game over yet.
Get him going and kicks a goal just to keep the Eagles in touch in this third term.
It's not game over just
Well, we need more
yet.
than that, don't we, if you're a West Coast supporter? Like I said, the collision beforehand, two players' eyes on the ball.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
I mean, that sets up Liam Ryan, who centres the ball, and Harley finishes off his good work. Just like to see Harley transition a little bit more across them. Those marks are great and some fend-offs are great. He's never going to be a high possession player.
Every
Should be
day,
expected 30 possession.
bit dizzy rascal.
18 good ones is what we're looking for.
This music's going to get me in it. This music is going to get me.
Not many can do that, by the way.
Come on, Wests. I know it's. I'm half talking about NRL at the moment, but that game's about to finish. I need Wests to beat New Zealand Warriors.
When he wanted more aerial contest, I didn't think he'd Harley be the one to bring it. But, still working out where he plays at the moment. He's forward.
28 points behind.
Important 5.5 minutes here.
Loads of time left. Loads of time. 5:30 left in this quarter.
Bolton got the nudge from Duggan, who gave away a free kick, and the advantage taken by the Dockers up to Frederick.
I do still think it's probably a miracle that they need here. Nicky, I used to. Don't do it. It's bad for you. Don't gamble. The bookies always win.
Frederick from outside 50 lets it fly. Good connection. He has absolutely.
He's made it.
Has Frederick from range.
West Coast get a glimmer of hope. Look, a glimmer of hope, and the response from Freo is they score as well.
He's chased, he's tackled, he's been very good in the air, almost as that sort of third.
I don't think they're going to do it.
This one comes from a stoppage. Callum Soron gets inventive. There's Harley Reid, the half-back. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes. There's Duggan that gives the free kick away, and there wasn't much on here, so I like this from Michael Frederick to go back and say, you know what, I've got the distance in me. I'm going to have a ping here, and he absolutely flushed it, as you said, perhaps.
Oh man, disappointing.
Have the distance, go back with authority.
Disappointing for
take it on and finish the work.
disappointing for West Coast.
On the Fremantle side, they just play their roles. They don't need to
Welcome everyone. If you've just joined, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already.
I think today's been a pretty good performance.
It's not great. You've come back, Cal, and it is disappointing for West Coast, let's just say. They started off well. Even started this half well. It's gone downhill.
Talk about the coaching performance in the box. It happens between Monday and Sunday, doesn't it, really? I mean, you can do stuff in game, but a lot of the
play on. They need to start scoring and stop. They got to sort themselves out. West Coast here, outside of his boot. Mark, good. Okay, good. Nice from the outside of his boot there.
Spectacular mark from Reid and goal, and just found himself in a really good position on his opponent, Cox, on that occasion.
This is harder to miss. That's all I'm going to say. This is harder to miss. Archer Reid in front of goal. If he misses this, it'll be a disaster. Easy enough. Okay. Still not close enough, but they've got to find that momentum. If I was a West Coast fan, I don't know what I'd be doing smiling like that, because it is painful being a West Coast fan at the moment.
Which is great for offense, but also defense as well. Really good pressure out of the middle from West Coast, and when they bring
and Adam, that is why I picked West Coast today, because actually against a really strong Brisbane team, because Brisbane are really performing well at the moment. West Coast did still perform really well, hence why I picked West Coast to win. They haven't been good enough necessarily. First quarter was brilliant from both teams, but second quarter and most of this quarter, it's been too sloppy. They've been let off. Freo should be miles ahead here, but they haven't really taken their chances. Well, West Coast last week against Brisbane wasn't a win, but it was a decent performance against a very strong team. Oh, Reed sliding down straight into their knees. See, this is the thing, look, they're doing really well and then just give the ball away. Are we giving... See, sometimes that'll be given as a bloody mark. Oh, what the hell was that kick?
And he marks his own footy. Certainly not the 15.
Jesus.
You can't mark your own footy, can you?
Well, if it goes 15, can you?
Okay.
That one did.
That's a genuine question. Can you?
I was going to say, can you mark your own kick if it goes more than 15 metres? The commentators do not know. They do not know that law.
Williams, Kelly was filling his lap.
You cannot let Freo score anymore in this quarter. You have to stop them scoring. To give yourselves a chance, do not let them score. I think if... Big tackle. Big tackle. Yeah, I think they need another goal, West Coast. They need another goal in this quarter just to give them some glimmer of hope. Wow.
Great chase and tackle. Pressure factor's been high all game. It was really hot early in this game when...
but that's my point, Cal. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Morally, it was a victory for you, I suppose.
New recruit, isn't it? So
but
talk about the
yeah, but that's why I picked West Coast, because I know how well they did against Brisbane last week. But they are not necessarily doing it this week. How far? He's got to score this. He's not ridiculously far, is he? 36 metres-ish.
Big name recruit in the off-season and the wait for his first for Freo.
Big name recruit in the off-season, and he is being laughed at. The only problem is West Coast players probably shouldn't be laughing because they're not doing anything themselves.
Done a great lockdown job on a number of those dangerous forwards in recent seasons. Kick up the wing, Jackson. Marking prowess in the air.
Playing on after the mark. Another mark, man. This defence. Come on. All game, they've had far too much space.
Game in general, but particularly this third quarter, the Dockers on top there. But
man, I'm going to basically have 2 out of 8, all but for both. Bloody hell.
A couple of steps.
2 out of 8 in the NRL and 2 out of 8 in the AFL. Shocking. Bloody shocking.
A few misses today. Pressure on the shoulders. We need to see it sail through the middle. Measured approach.
Got it. There you go. Freo. Who is that goal umpire? She is, wow, a piece. The only plus side with the NRL tipping is you had Panthers lost, you had Roosters lost, Storm lost, Raiders lost, Sharks lost, and all those teams were very much the minority that won those games. So that's a plus for me. And amazingly, I'm still up 1 place. How? AFL, I'm having a disaster.
Finally gets reward for effort as McGovern heads off. We'll have a chat to Will Schofield and Kath down there to see what's happened. But he'd be pleased, Pat Voss, because he's worked his backside off all day, presented, he's competed, and finally gets reward for effort.
No, she's gone out, mate. She's gone out for breakfast with her mum and sister. So no, she doesn't. But I've only just seen this goal umpire, and she is, wow. Yeah, I think this is game over, guys. Mate, honestly, she is stunning.
So they pulled the trigger on the sub just before the McGovern injury.
1 minute 16 left of this quarter, but the game is done, isn't it? The game is done.
Does he have another ping here, or does he try?
West Coast basically need to score as much as they have in the first 3 quarters in the last quarter, and that's not going to happen.
Off the fence. Wanting the security guard to move a little bit more. Ross, confidence up after the last one. From 50, trying to work its way back.
Not going to make it.
Short. Williams could have been held. And a free kick will go his
Free
way.
kick to West Coast. Yeah, no, you've seen glimpses from West Coast, but not enough at all. They haven't lasted the distance, have they? They really have not lasted the distance. Very, very disappointing for West Coast in the end. Glimpses, and that's it.
Clark with a clash of heads. The kick for the Eagles goes up to Brockman. Inside the last minute of this third term. West Coast had loved one late. Dewar, a high ball in.
Push in the back.
But it spills out the back. Johnson trying to help. Jack Williams a strong tackle and a stoppage.
Pat Voss has taken 5 marks a game high, 5 marks inside 50. Highlighting.
Freo ruck. Where is he?
To work on that finishing work.
And Reed, Jackson the hit out. Sarong in and under again. Out to break.
Dealt with by Freo.
Picking up the footies. 28 disposals now. Sarong.
30 seconds left of the quarter.
Almost at 3/4 time.
Yeah, Adam. I know you say. I know. You know it's not over yet, but West Coast are not the team that's going to make that comeback, are they? Surely they're not that team. There's no real track record of them having the ability, so they're not going to pull this back, are they? Surely not.
Brayshaw on the boot. Marek a good spoil. Voss legs out. The umpire off the play spotted it.
That's not nasty. I don't think it was nothing intentional there, but ouch.
In the end, could have been nasty for Dewar.
Seen a fair few of this in controversy.
Exactly, Jewels. Yeah, they've had no real long stretches of good quality play. It's been moments of good play, but that's about it for West Coast. And that is the third quarter done. Turning the sound down. Third quarter done. Everything West Coast had, Freo were able to counter and dealt with all the issues. Yeah, but West Coast are not Brisbane. They're not Brisbane, are they? West Coast, I don't think you can compare. It's like, yeah, they are not Brisbane. Right, I will be back very, very soon. I'm going to be back very soon. Toilet break. So everyone, go get yourself a drink. Go to the toilet. Whatever you have to do, guys. I will be back very shortly. And I'm chucking an advert in for anyone that has adverts.
You wake up, you work, you get paid. You wake up,
Oh, and we're back. We are all rock stars, apparently. Oh. Well, 35 roughly in here. Thank you so much. I'll give the quick spiel again. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. It's the free thing to do to support the channel. I work my ass off to get lots of content, try and stay with my subscribers, which you guys have been awesome so far. If you want to support the channel, there are different ways. You can go to asweare.space to check out the merchandise. Some really cool designs that I've actually done myself. And you can become a channel member if you want to support as well. Go to Charlie and Rob on YouTube to check out our vlogs. And yeah, those are the ways you can support. Or you can just super chat as well. Super chats are nice. Are we expecting, or are we hoping for a West Coast miracle? The miracle at the Optus? I don't think so. I do not think so. But you never know what will happen. Is it already a blowout, though? I don't know. It might already be a blowout. Because it doesn't look like West Coast are going to bring this back. Freo have been very, very good at... Freo have been very, very good at responding. When West Coast have scored, Freo have responded pretty much every time. I think that's the impressive thing about Freo. What they've managed to do is just pulling it back. Yeah. I did tip West Coast, yeah. I think after last week's performance against Brisbane, I know West Coast lost, but they did perform really well. Hence why I tipped them to win. It's been a bad week for tipping, bar 2 games. It's not been good. It's not been good. Oh, it is chilly. The problem is, my office, I say office, it's like the middle room in the house. So it gets no sunlight and it is freezing. Oh, you want in the close. I said I did West Coast by 6. Yeah, you're wanting the extra half a point. Shane. Right, we'll be back to it very soon, I think, for the last quarter, and then I can go back and have a nap. That is my plan. I am going to have another nap. Right, the last quarter. We're about to get underway. Game on. Let's turn that sound back up.
Boys, Harley Reid starting this quarter at centre half back, so they are moving the magnets at the moment.
Trying to find a way to plug some holes with personnel down, and Jackson delightful out of the middle to Sarong. Marek up to meet it has been
right.
on a West Coast.
Yeah. We're looking for the miracle. I don't believe in miracles though. That's the only problem.
There's Hamble sold though. Jimby into trouble. They'll have to go back and try and find it again. Up to Allen. Around his body to half forward. There was 3 Eagles there, but 1 Docker in between them all is Luke Ryan.
West Coast are frustrating. I don't know how anyone can support them because they are bloody frustrating. They really are.
Capitalise on a weaker West Coast side.
Hewitt did really well to win the footy there. And then Cripps just worried out of it by too many Dockers. Clark, long handball, Brayshaw, and Jackson trying to work it out. Sarong again, so clean. The delivery perfect for Bolton.
Bolton play. Who is that to? I don't know what that was by Bolton. Bolton made a decent mark just outside the 50, and I really don't know what that was in terms of then passing it on. It does. I'm not sure who's worse, Carlton or West Coast. He's kept it. He has kept it. He's slipped away from that tackle. It's just too easy for Freo. It's too easy. It's a good job I don't. It's a good job. It is a good job I do not support West Coast because oh my God, it's frustrating watching them. And I'm not even a supporter. Here is a chance now for Freo to push even further ahead. Shane, I do not think, unfortunately, I do not think you're going to be close to a 10 goal difference.
That haven't played there all year, you can get really exposed by good crafty forwards.
And Matt Johnson's opportunity. So free kick for over the shoulder.
Just inside the 50 for Freo.
Of the day, already kicked one. He's
no, behind.
Goes out to the right. Think of the shots that they've missed today, ones that haven't even registered a score as well. Particularly from set shots.
Freo have had so many chances, so many chances.
Couple out in the full, couple out haven't made the distance, so left a few out there.
Driscoll will win this back.
The other part of it is the mental demons is playing maybe for the captain, playing down back, and Harley Reid as well. It's can be a lonely place, the footy field sometimes.
Well, he's the captain, so we need him.
I think it is a lonely field for all of West Coast players.
Stand up, I'm going to shake that, but when it's Fremantle Pav sitting next to me, I can't help it.
Another $1 in the jar for Simo as a kick.
Almost this quarter couldn't finish soon enough, could it?
Let's get to that point.
It was started off so well. The first quarter was so good. The first quarter was so good. Just thinking back to a couple of hours ago.
Jostling for position.
It's all gone downhill. I suppose if you're a Freo fan, you wouldn't be complaining. Freo have been mostly really, really good. Their kicking has just been not good enough. 12 behinds, and they should have had more conversions there than that. But
Jackson and Williams have battled all day.
This could have easily been a blowout. That's the funny thing.
By the closing pressure of Caleb Sarong. So head of bounds on the forward will come back to Fremantle.
Oh mate, Sydney. Yeah, well, let's not discuss the fact that Sydney can't win a grand final. It seems.
High ball, Jackson from the side. Down low, Bolton ran into trouble.
spoke about back half transition and how important it is, but front half football.
I think even the crowd have lost life. Actually, I'm not sure if the crowd ever had any life in this game, to be fair. The crowd haven't been very noisy, have they?
As Reid gets to work, able to clear it away. Baker missed Allen with the handball. He's going to go with a long kick.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. At least we got to the finals. Just
stay inside 450.
no one remembers second place, except I remember second place from 2022 because I was there, and it was so depressing.
Capitalise on that. It was the second most in a year of footy for the Dockers, so they've backed it up again under, as you said.
Even though we forget, it was too easy to forget last year's grand final, wasn't it?
Thrown in Jackson down to the front. Here's Shea Bolton from the pocket, left foot kick. Amos in a wrestle.
Behind.
Tell you what's great that time on a Monday, and you're just talking about golf.
Carlton are lucky, seem to be lucky last couple of years getting in the top 8 for Christ's sake.
Captain's run versus addressing all the issues they've addressed in the last few weeks.
I'm really guarding Marek so he can stroll his way outside the defensive 50.
It's annoying, like I said, it's annoying because West Coast have shown glimpses. Do you know what I mean? They've shown moments of decent play, but that's it. There's been no momentum at any point during the game. There's been nothing really that shows they can compete. They're just very lucky that they've won one game so far, I think. They've won one game, haven't they? I'm trying to... They definitely won one game, didn't they? Or am I complete... No, they haven't won a game. Ignore me. Freo will now get a win. But it is... Yeah, no, it is looking like West Coast will probably be bottom of the table, won't it? They'll be bottom of the league again. Or not again, but you know what I mean. I can't believe how well Hawthorn are playing, though. And they're playing so well.
For the Eagles from just inside the 50, let it go, and it bounces just on the boundary line, and will be a boundary throw in. Brayshaw back to his feet.
Yeah, you're right, Shane. Yeah, they can't hit the players in the 50 at the moment, can they?
7 tackles, 9 contested possessions, 8 clearances, been important.
Jackson down, Banfield back there.
Yeah, well, that is... Yeah, Melbourne have been shocking, haven't they? It's interesting because there are teams that are doing better than I would have expected. There are teams that are doing worse than I would have expected. Like I said, I would not have expected Melbourne to be 17th after round 3. I wouldn't have expected it. Because like, I know North are plucky, but even then... D's losing to North is bad. That is bad.
Off a step, hooking back to goal, plenty of purchase.
No, behind.
One of the things we've noticed with West Coast is that they're not a high possession side. I think with McWalter's style of play is not going to give you high value with possessions. Pretty direct, but Fremantle have probably done that better today with their
Frederick's
ball
out,
pretty direct.
On the wing. This is where the Dockers can try that slingshot again. Out of fullback, they've got it to half forward for Murphy Reid. They're running on strong. Options are plenty. Inside 50, just trying to pick the right one. And again, the
easy. It's just so easy for Freo. This could not end soon enough. That's. I will say that again. 14, 18 left.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one. That doesn't look good. Perhaps a rolled ankle, but Harley Reid just exposed here in the back.
A fairly simple kick coming up.
Very close eye on that. That could be another storyline.
Just landed a bit awkwardly. Yeah. Trying to gather that ball in the back pocket.
So I tell you what, Cal. Actually, if you looked at West Coast last year and the year before, you say about the rebuild, they still had what looked like an aging team that didn't have any pace, didn't have any power. And don't get me wrong, the team now is certainly looking younger. But you can't win with youngsters, unfortunately. You need that. You still need that mix, and it's not coming, is it? It's
sure
yeah.
They haven't told me go down and play on fullback. No, to play as high as you can. Smart from Fremantle to find and isolate the spare. Really good kick here from Reid.
They're just patient, wasn't he?
Patient.
Didn't
absolutely.
go so quick. You can play quick and just have a bit of composure, and that's what happened on that occasion. Here's Amos, Harley Reid playing full back. That's in the handover, doesn't go with him, and it's too easy.
Real concerns for Alex Pearce on the bench. Will Schofield.
Yeah, well, Jeremy Sharp's already been subbed, so the same as West.
Oh, man.
Sub and then an injury to a key position player straight after. Keep you updated on Alex Pearce, but James Aish has entered the game.
So vital for the Dockers.
And I think that's right. And I think in a system like this, yeah, it's right that sometimes, you know, you go on a phase of winning, but you have to find that balance of when you're doing well, you still need to be bringing in the youngsters through, I suppose, who are the next generation of players. And I know Sydney, for example, haven't won the grand final in ages, really, but have got to those finals. But it does seem like we are still mixing the team pretty well in terms of experience and youngsters and energy. And teams like... I still think teams like West Coast are not doing that. I do still think Sydney, I know I'm a Sydney fan, but I think Sydney are doing a really good job in terms of bringing in players that are fresh, building the experience of current players. Yeah, I do think Sydney are doing a really, really good job of it, to be fair. Like, granted, performances, we should be doing better than we are this season. But I still think we are one of the teams to look at and use as a guide. Oh, there's a goal. There's a goal. They're over 50.
Well, they've thrown Liam Ryan on ball the last couple of minutes. He gets the ball in the midfield.
Thanks, Aussie bloke, Craig. Thank you, mate. I partly wish I watched the West's game because that looked like it was a cracker and a real tight finish at the end, and one I got wrong again. Wilkes, I know. Freo should be over 100, shouldn't they? But the fact that they're not over 100, that shows how Freo are not capable. They're not capable of finishing high up because they can't take their chances.
Let's hope it's not significant for the skipper, because he is such an important player to this Fremantle lineup.
It's not looking too concerned down there on the boundary if we're trying to read the body language, but it could be such a significant one for the Dockers. As Johnson.
It is still 12 minutes left. It is way too far for... Yeah, literally, West Coast needs 7 goals. the whole goal a minute thing, I don't think it's going to happen for West Coast.
From Murphy Reid, and then the skills as well from Dudley.
Sends it into the top of the square. Tracy presenting. Bolton off hands. Amos, they try to share it or rip it off each other, and now Jinby out of defence with some run and carry to half back. Jack Williams trying to take the mark, and then kind of rolling on top of it is going to be in trouble.
What are we doing? Ball up?
You're going to make some sort of attempt as soon as he was lying on it.
No, fair ball.
The ball, the umpire was right there.
Get it away to Ryan. Into the pocket.
It's too easy. It's way too easy for them.
The big pockets of space open up late in the game.
Way too easy for Freo. They've had so many chances. 26 chances so far at goal. Coming up 27 now compared to the 14 of West Coast. It's partly pretty disgusting of West Coast allowing this, but it's also disgusting of Freo having 13 behinds, really.
For Jai Amos, who's enjoying Fremantle kicking away.
talk about cashing in, inside 50s.
Well, at least it pushes Freo up the table, I suppose. So if you're a Freo fan, that's something you've got at least.
At the moment, so the young players for Fremantle will get an opportunity now to really build some confidence like we just saw on the other side of the ground. Whereas, unfortunately for West Coast at the moment, not enough leaders are out there. And too much is left up to too few. So completely different contrasting situations for the younger players.
Yeah, important for Joe Amish to find a bit of form and get into.
Yeah, but that's Bombers as well. That makes sense.
Get into some goal kicking form. Been solid the first 2 weeks. Well, it's not hitting the scoreboard. Josh Tracy, you can have a look at the score from turnovers from forward half. That's the style. Of
North to win next weekend.
Lots of forward half turnovers. And
I don't know, Lynette. I don't think so.
Down for Johnson.
I'm going to assume what you're getting at.
Kick inside 50. Allen down there, the key defender. I'm predicting that at the start of Derby number 60.
It's going to be a win for Sydney, isn't it, next week? That is a guaranteed win for Sydney.
Allen to Duggan. Two skippers combined. Back there in defence. Bounce was a tough one for Aish.
If I don't get more right next week, I'm going to be very, very annoyed. I'm going to be really annoyed next week with the teams that are playing.
He normally comes up to these stoppages, as you just see. He finds a way to get himself forward of the play pretty quickly. So
I have not seen.
Jackson with the Falcon.
He's been good today, Jackson.
As I've said before, Cal, the positive for you is that if you finish last, you get rewarded the most, which is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Imagine being the worst team in the league and getting rewarded for it. Still think it's bad. But anyway, I know why it happens, but it's still logically weird.
Trying to cash in late. Couldn't do so there, and it's the Eagles on the counter. Hewitt long. Archery. Big mark. And Pearce with an awkward landing again.
Aussie bloke, mate. Honestly, Craig. Some weird results in the NRL this week. Like Panthers losing, Storm losing. Like, just crazy results.
Alex Pearce is saying, well, I don't need a scan on Monday because here's my scan right now. He's still going out.
I get that. No, I get. That's what I'm saying. I get that. It equalises and it allows weaker teams to improve. I get that. Still, you should be punished for doing badly, not rewarded.
You've got to make the most of every single play, and a lot of it's fast break, back a centre, long to a contest where you're not going to get the ground level plays you want.
Set shot from just inside 50. Goes away. To the right-hand side. Will Schofield on the boundary.
Yeah, Archer Reid's one of these guys that's played in the Waffle all last year. They rate him really highly. Clearly, he'd like to make his most of his opportunities there, but he's one of these positional players that they want
8 minutes 49 left. He can't finish soon enough for West Coast, I don't think.
Him as well as Jack Williams. I like to see him out there as well. Every time he plays, we see him do good things.
Glimpse into the future for the Eagles with some of their young tools. As Frederick goes to the wing. Driscoll cut it back through the middle. Nervous wait for Erasmus as Brockman was.
Broncos are definitely looking better. They had a weird result, didn't they? The funny thing, Aussie, is that I've only got 2 correct and I've gone up 1 place. That sums up how much weirder the NRL that has been this week compared to the AFL.
Going to have to go back and try and kick it from outside 50.
That's on your mind as well.
Yeah, but it's not always the case, is it? The opportunity is always there for people to win, and it's not always about winning the league. It's about, rising up through the leagues because of the pyramid system. It's about not getting relegated. It's about reaching Champions League spots, Europa League spots, Conference League spots. It's not just about winning the league.
Darcy looming on a return to hold his spot.
Wow.
In the side. Needs to be able to finish his work.
It's crazy.
That one is going tight. Too bad off the boot.
14-14 for Freo. Are they going to get over 100?
He has presented well. 6 marks inside 50. That's good work.
In towards Reid. Didn't quite get the sit he was hoping for. Pierce stabs it back in. It was over the head of Dudley. Out the back, Amos.
Surely Freo. Surely Freo going to get over 100 here.
Dudley down low.
Oh.
Trying to shrug one. Brayshaw.
Yeah.
Joining in the
No.
action.
Oh my God.
14-15.
Oh.
They've left a lot out there.
Craig, that is shocking, mate. That is shocking. At least I got 4 last week. Oh, Freo. Like, they're winning comfortably, but it's still so painful to watch them. It's hilarious. Oh. It doesn't... like, as I said, I know Freo are winning easily, right? But it does not fill me with confidence for Freo for the rest of the season. It really doesn't. It's not been an impressive performance. It's more the fact that for 3 quarters, West Coast have been awful and have allowed them to do it.
Jackson knocked down. Here is Murphy Reid on cue. Outside of the boot through the track.
They're on 100. They're on 100.
Get a review.
Oh.
He's a class act, this young kid. Murphy Reid.
A real letdown if this is actually a goal.
It's a great goal. He's had 19 touches, by the way, today. So.
First one, they get on a video assistant.
You're in the box. We'll listen to this first. Looks like it was.
Did he touch it?
In the box or?
No.
Yeah, he touched it. Easy call.
Thinking
Touched.
about the coaches right now, you're thinking about next week, and you probably were 5 or 6 minutes ago. So Fremantle got
behind
next week, which is a massive game for both. Yeah, absolutely. And West Coast have got the Giants over there. So
West Coast should get destroyed by the Giants. West Coast should get destroyed.
Whether it's exposing different positions or resting players, definitely happening.
I've already exposed this guy on screen. He's spent a lot of the second half down back.
Use his skills to run away, showing the footy. It's what he can do up in the midfield. He's forced a bit further down the ground. Big contest on the wing. It spills the Eagles' way. Archer Reid to Jack Williams, and then Cripps always working hard.
Sort of the only way they can get through is the fast break footy, and that's Harley going down back was the original thought last year to get a bit more of the ball. As we look at Bailey Williams on the bench,
another injury.
He just looks cooked to me. Pav, maybe a bit of a knock to the head.
Cal, I think West Coast have a rough season coming up.
Doing some radio work there, the former Eagle. Happy to go.
Ooh.
And then he just looks back over his shoulder.
Goal.
Sending it through the goals from distance. He's an elite kick from that sort of range. Adam Simpson, you mentioned it.
Spoke about it earlier, and who would have thought Hamish Brayshaw gets his head on camera? Still finds a way. Yeah, really good conversion. And we spoke about the fact that's sort of the only way West Coast can score at the moment is the full-length transition, which is unsustainable. Because
Are Freo going to get over 100? I'm not sure.
I think Hamish could have actually got out of his chair.
Bit of bounce there, shoving him with his arse to get out of the way.
Great finish. Been a great player for a long time. We've highlighted most of the afternoon. Still getting it done.
Ball and Jess from Jamie Cripps. Hamish Brayshaw down there will enjoy the screen time, I imagine.
Scully.
Of course, the Sandover medalist in the waffle. Someone that Will Schofield knows well. How would he be enjoying that, Scully?
He would be loving every bit of it. I'm surprised he's not circling the crowd as we speak.
Out of the middle go Fremantle. Handball away.
Oh, 5 minutes and 30 left. Will Freo get over 100? They're on 100.
The medal starts getting thought about as well at this point in time. Simo, who would you be voting for at this point? Who's been the couple of players that had a huge impact?
This guy here is probably the one. I mean, whoever's voting might be a reasonably easy job. It's been a pretty dominant performance.
Chapman. Holding the ball.
West Coast playing on. 5 minutes just over still to play. Ryan.
Got some hard run again from Cripps. Ryan goes a little more direct, but he
No.
split the difference.
Straight to the hands of Freo. Ooh. What the hell was that? Oh my word.
So just to be clear, is this a wrong then who you're voting for?
Well,
there might be a couple others.
I'm not great at looking at individuals, to be honest, Pav. It's not a strength of mine. Looking at the numbers.
It's going to end soon enough. I said it's so frustrating because the first quarter was really good. Like, the first quarter was brilliant. And it did go downhill performance-wise for both teams. Ryan in the pocket. Is he? No. No.
Looked out of position, but recovered well.
Fremantle just a bit sloppy the last 4 or 5 minutes. They've missed a lot of opportunities at goal, but one-step kick there from Luke Ryan.
Oh, God.
They'd want to finish this game strong because there's 0-2 to start today. Today's been a really strong performance, but they haven't quite just put an exclamation mark on the game.
Knocked away by Williams.
Who have you seen as the
Good
best
tackle.
Today, Pav?
I think Caleb has been enormous. Josh Chasey, I thought, in that first half when it was pretty tight, he kicked 3 goals in that second term. He's been important. Andy Brayshaw as well.
Brayshaw moves it away. And now Tracy. And all through Frederick.
Get within 22. It's just not happening. That's not happening. Shane needs it to have a close score for his Super Brew prediction.
Looks back inboard, and now Reed. He's got some clear space ahead.
They're giving West Coast a lot of space. Whoa! He's got to score this one. Got to score this one.
Did he? Bit off the ball. He spotted their Pavers.
Archer needs to kick this pretty
Oh,
quickly
Jesus,
before it gets
kids.
turned over.
Honestly. The shirt pulling the handbags. It's ridiculous.
Been a tough afternoon, but a glimpse into the future for West Coast. Archer Reed kicks another.
Well, they've been good. The last 5
Archer Reed, 67, 100.
minutes, they've had something to hang your hat on.
Only 33 points behind.
I'm not quite sure if it's necessary, and this is the stuff that is discussed throughout the week.
I don't know why he does it. I really don't know why he does
Need
it.
to do that. I mean, Sarong took a dive as well, but that's not necessary.
19-year-old, still learning the game, but he's got a lot to learn.
Peter, you're quite far behind in the chat. However, parachute payments are simply because there is a gulf of wages difference between Championship and Premiership. And financially, you would be absolutely crippled if you get relegated. It's not a reward. It's allowing a team to survive going down and reduced funding, basically, because Premier League is such a giant. There's such a gulf in difference financially between Championship and Premiership that these teams then need support, basically. It's not really a reward. It does help them come back into the Premiership, obviously, but... Whoa! No.
From outside 50 again. Is that what gives him a bit of a spark, that other stuff to lift the out?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the good with the bad. You poke the bear, and that's what you...
I think Freo now just don't really... They know they've won the game.
And when someone...
I think that's all it is now, because they're not really trying very hard, are they? A lot more space is open for West Coast.
You know, can work against you.
So the Eagles winning.
Oh, there we go.
Fremantle, though, completely out here.
There's no one there. Never mind. Shane, you are not getting your close score.
That's the second goal from a kick in today. Freo really opening up in this last term. Both teams pretty fatigued. Hot day over here in Perth. 32 degrees. That's 4 for Jai Amos. He's really cashed in this last quarter.
They are over 100.
Let's have a look. Harley Reid standing right there next to Michael Frederick and just let him go.
At least you get... Look, Shane, at least you got the correct team. I did not.
Right there. Actually, it's the bad and the bad. If you're going to go and provoke, you're going to go and defend.
Yeah, and that's the coaching pieces around that bit of play there. Now, he may come off the half-back line and have that
Easy
shot,
peasy.
and not to transition in defence. That's the big thing we were working on last year, the transition piece, and he'll get that with fitness. The other stuff, yeah, that's something you've got to deal with. But that bit of play right there, that's the improvement that you need.
Just West Coast, man.
Simpson This Derby 60 headed towards a close. Hewitt's given them a bit of a spark coming on as the sub. As the kick goes wide.
I think Port did me as well, didn't they? Port, very up and down Port are. They're confusing. Very confusing.
Margin 38. Dockers now winning the quarter.
Because I did Port to beat Essendon by 25.
Eagles undermanned have continued
Strange results.
Maker wide to the pocket. Liam Ryan up. Cripps and the boundary.
2 minutes left. I know, better than me. Lynn feels it necessarily to rub it in many comments throughout the week.
I just highlight the fact that they've been the dominant team all day. Freo just haven't really put the game away on the scoreboard.
If it helps though, Lynn, my research is pretty good now. My research was quite good this week. And I might as well just pick for the sake of picking. Because I might just do better.
Jackson back helping, and his work rate today has been enormous.
He has been enormous. So we talked about Caleb Sarong being important, Andy Brayshaw and Josh Tracy. This guy also very much in the conversation for the medal. He's been huge. Luke Jackson.
Ball sent long by Jackson out towards Voss in the air again.
It's got to be done soon. It's painful to finish watching this.
Wins a free kick. He's played a good game.
This doesn't mean a lot for Fremantle, but it does for West Coast. It just shows there's a bit of spirit still there. There's a bit of fight.
They haven't fallen away in the final term.
Yeah, but it says they haven't fallen. No, they still have fallen away in the final term. No, I know. But Lynette, at least I've been doing some research and trying. And this week was accurate. Right? This week's research was definitely more accurate. Okay, you can take that. Yeah, give me that at least. Just got one of the worst results. 30 odd seconds left.
Ball's going to go in to the pocket. Frederick has had an important impact inside 50 today.
He has been really important. He's been a player who's worked defensively well for the Dockers, but offensively as well. And he's just licking his lips because he's got someone who doesn't play defence that well.
But this sums up why you should not gamble, because you can have all of the best research on who will win, and you will. And this week sums it up. Do not gamble. That is the game. Well, the first quarter was fantastic. That's all I got. Oh, Jesus.
Continues the themes of the set shots.
Christ, Freo.
Flattening way to finish Derby number 60. But the Dockers did what they needed to do.
Yeah. That sums up, I think, how the season is going for both, really. Freo are not going to make top 8. West Coast are probably going to finish bottom. It's probably not even probably. West Coast will finish bottom of the league. And I don't think Freo will make top 8. I don't think their set shots are good enough. I don't think their finishing is good enough. And the fact that they got over 100 is more the fact of who they're playing against rather than... Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Done. Thank you so much, everyone, though, for joining me throughout this live stream. Brilliant of you. Lynn, can you be nice to me, please, next week with the tipping, please? Don't be horrible. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Go to asweare.space to check out merchandise. Become a channel member if you want to support me. I'm going. I'm done. Stick a fork in me. We've been streaming now for... How long have we been streaming? Nearly 3 hours. I'm going back to sleep. Have a little nap. Unfortunately, Lynn, you may have been. You're just mean now. You're upsetting me. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Not long left of it. Easter is coming up very quickly. I'm going. Goodbye, everyone.